Hey up there, it's me, your crotch. My living conditions down here are deplorable. The itch and burn are too much. Scrub me with medicated Fungi Cure Wash when you shower and say hasta la vista to jock itch. Get Fungi Cure Wash at Walmart and Rite Aid. Do it now!
Hi, I'm Stunning Stella Cheeks.
And I'm the Enigma Erin Klein.
And this is
Not Your Demographic,
a feminist wrestling podcast.
Shockingly, those exist.
Podcast.
How's everyone doing?
They can't answer.
Yeah, I know that. I didn't actually expect anyone. I mean, I guess you could have answered. It was more of a rhetorical question. How are you doing?
Well, I'm fine. If I'm a little low energy, I took like kind of a mental health sick day today. So I'm a little like, and I didn't do fuck all. I finished watching Constantine. And then I watched some wrestling. And that is it. I took some naps. I ordered a burger from Kuma's. And if you live in Chicago, you guys know, like, that's a treat yourself burger. I got the Black Sabbath.
Ooh.
I usually get the Pantera because it is so fucking good. But I was like, I want to do something different. And I know I like the Black Sabbath, so I got that one.
Nice.
So good. Got some fried pickles. Took some naps. I did clean my bathroom. I, like, deep cleaned my bathroom. And I did all of the dishes. And trust me, there was a lot of... and I replaced all the burnt light bulbs in my house.
Yes, you did.
So it was a little productive.
That's true. You did get quite a bit done, actually.
I called my grandma.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And my dad. I did a good job
You
today.
did a lot of shit today.
Yeah, I didn't take a shower, but...
Whatever. That's not necessary
wash
to
my
have a productive day.
I did not brush my teeth now I'm thinking about it.
Well, I cannot smell you from across the table, so...
That's good.
That's probably fine.
I feel like if you tried, you probably could.
I'll just not try. It's cool.
Oh, here's the thing, because I've been watching a lot of TV lately that's non-wrestling related. So I'm a big baby, right? I get scared of everything, but I also like am intrigued by scary things. So I want to know if anybody is watching that sci-fi show Blood Drive. I watched like all of the trailers for it, and it looks so good.
I watched the first episode and was like, what the fuck is happening?
Is it campy enough that I could handle it?
Yes. First of all, in the first 10 minutes of the first episode, they drop like 5 fucks just straight up on TV because it's on late enough. So
you can say fuck on TV now?
Yeah, if you say it late enough, apparently you fucking can.
It's only on like at 10 p.m. That's not that late.
I don't know. I was watching it and I was like, what the hell is happening? So it's like shocking, but it was like fun. I've only seen the first episode, but what I was like, I couldn't look away. I enjoyed it enough and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? I would at least try it. Just, you'll know right away whether or not you like it.
I watched all the trailers. I'm intrigued by it. Nick won't want to watch it with me because we're also both babies.
Have you seen the double feature, the Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah.
Did you like that?
I don't remember. I remember liking the car one better.
It's like a combination of both of those.
Because the other one's about zombies, so I don't really like zombies. Oh my god, Last night I performed, and it was a TV-themed show, and it was at the Clipper Cabaret, which is a bar that has burlesque, and one of the acts was Walking Dead, and I had seen the act before, like, I know, and, like, my friend who was doing it, she knows that I've booked the act before. I obviously am not cool with zombies or whatever, but it was terrible because they had a bunch of like zombie plants in the audience, and one girl was wearing that like fake prosthetic belly with like the zombie baby in it, and I was like, and they had contacts in, and I was like, it's fine, it's fine. And I like earlier in the night I made a joke to Lizzie, who is another performer there, and I was like, if any of them comes up to me and they like try and spook me, I will straight up punch them in the face. It will be a reflex and I won't be able to handle it. And Lizzie was like, I'm gonna go tell them to do that to you. And I was like, Lizzie, don't. She didn't. But she was like, I want to see that. But then so at the end of Camille's number, she's like walking through the audience or whatever, and I'm just like not looking at her because by the end of the number she's like transformed into the zombie, right? And like she came up behind me with a fake hand and like rubbed it on my head and like growled at me, and I screamed so loud, I go, why, Camille? Why would you do that? because she knows. And then I came back and I was like, I'm sorry I yelled at you. I yelled something. I was like, Jesus, come here, why? Or like, but I yelled her name, like, you know better. And then I went back there and I was like, Camille, I'm really sorry I yelled during your number. You just like really caught me off guard. She was like, A, it was funny, and B, I'm sorry, I didn't actually realize it was you from behind. She was like, I would not have actually done that to you because I know that you don't like this, but it was very funny. This is why, Camille! And a bunch of people around me were like laughing, and I was like, it's not funny.
But it is.
It's not funny. But I mean, it was.
All right, well, I'm glad you lived through that traumatic experience.
Yeah. I did my Hulk number, which like sometimes in spaces that are not super nerdy, like don't, but like it doesn't go over well because people don't know that like part of it's supposed to be really silly at the end because I'm being very like dramatic and sighing and like I look very sad during it.
Yeah.
But the bar got it and they laughed and stuff and it went really well. And I tried a new makeup technique. I put like I used a bunch of like green eyeshadow as like blush and like contour, so I had like green all over my face.
Cool.
And also I have like kind of blue-green hair right now and I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, I'm like really hulked out right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was good.
Your hair does look really good. I like that color a lot.
Thank you. I bought some of that color conditioner to try and keep it longer.
Yeah, have you been using it?
I haven't gotten it yet.
Okay.
But I just like don't wash my hair. I wash my hair like once a week, which is disgusting. But I've come up with like
That's not
very
that weird.
I wash my bangs.
I know. We talked about your bang care routine on the way to the wrestling this weekend.
How are you?
I am pretty good. Plugging away at school and the wedding, and I like.
I RSVP'd to your wedding today.
Yay! I'm so glad. We're slowly but surely. They're starting to like. I mean, we sent these out like a week ago, and we've already
If we
gotten
do it
back.
online, I don't have to send the little thing in, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
because you sent them both, and I was like, well, I'm confused.
We sent them both because we sent people who we did not think would be able to figure out online RSVPs, aka the olds. We sent them all in an addressed envelope with the card with a stamp on it. And then all of the youngs that we thought could get it, we put that card on the back that said that you could do it online.
Yeah.
We included the envelope just in case, like,
Yeah.
you had a stamp and wanted to throw it on and just, like, toss it in the mail or whatever. Or, like, you wanted to write your full name out or whatever. We just included it just to have it, and it was all, like, uniform.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're like all starting to come in. It's happening. I'm like 120 days away. I'm less than 16 weeks away, which is terrifying, to be honest.
That is.
But it's like exciting, but definitely frightening.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll definitely be fun. I finished Glow. I stayed up way too
Yeah,
late.
you like powered through it and got drunk.
I
We
got
both were hungover on the same day.
yeah, because I watched it Thursday night. It was.
Why did I get drunk Thursday?
I thought you were
There was a
asked-
dinner party here.
Yes, yeah. Mhm.
And I had like 2 bottles of wine.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I had.
That's the thing. That's why I know we always drink on the podcast, but we have like a drink.
Yeah.
Unless you're Aaron and you get so drunk that you pass out during the podcast.
That only happened once.
I mean, it still happened.
Listen, miss, I'm too high to function.
Yeah, I still recorded the whole thing. I didn't tap out.
That's true. Fair point. Fair point.
But when I drink, I kind of like, I'm like, well, I'm doing this. So.
I get that. I went to Taste of Chicago with my dad this weekend and had no food, only drank booze, and we got
That's so funny.
really drunk. For those of you who don't know what Taste of Chicago is, it is like a square mile of vendors. You have to apply through like an application process, and then everyone who's accepted has to pay $3,000 to set up a booth, but you make like $50,000 in sales because hundreds of thousands of people come through. They just shut all the streets down, and it's a fucking nightmare. It's so hot.
I've never gone because it seems like a nightmare.
It was a super nightmare. There were so many. It's the only time I've ever been. It's definitely very touristy. But I also saw a bunch of people I knew there and was like, why are you here? What
it's a thing people do.
Yeah, it's the thing people do, but it was...
People call it the taste.
yeah, the taste.
Oh, are you going to the taste?
So we didn't have any of this food, just got drunk on this like local booze that we've wandered into this shaded tent and we're like, booze? Sure, let's spend all of our money all of the tickets that we bought just on booze. So I got like drunk with my dad and his husband, and then we walked to Navy Pier from Taste of Chicago, which is pretty far, and then ate at Margaritaville, which is really weird.
Yeah, you're surrounded by like all this good food, and you're like Margaritaville.
Margaritaville.
That's where I want to go.
It was it was definitely a decision that we made, but it was super fun to just get drunk with my dad. Like, I hadn't seen him in a minute, and so it was just nice to get to like hang out with him and his husband as like people instead of just like a big family function.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, it was super fun.
What wrestling shirt are you wearing?
I am wearing my brand new Soraya Knight "Fuck you, let's play, or I'll kick you in the cunt" shirt. I wore this in public. I did not wear it to work. I wore my NASA shirt to work and then came home and changed and like scurried here on the bus. Like, no one confront me. I wore my big headphones and was like, no one look at or talk to me.
I am technically not wearing a wrestling shirt, but because I am still in my pajamas.
That's fine.
But I did notice I am wearing Nakamura sweatpants.
I also noticed that you were wearing Nakamura sweatpants.
But this weekend, we went to one of the Shimmer tapings and we went to the Rise taping, and we each bought a Delilah Doom shirt.
Yes.
And
I love my Delilah Doom shirt.
Me too. And you bought a Shotzi pin, and I bought a Shotzi sticker, which is now on my computer next to Bree Mode. And then
it fits really well there. Mm-hmm.
And then I also bought a 2-scoop shirt. Because I thought she was so funny.
Did you buy a Kikyo shirt too?
Oh, I did buy a Kikyo shirt.
That's what I thought.
Or the front says, like, "Hello, my name is Kikyo," and the back says, "And I'm gonna kick your ass." Yeah, like, it was really cool. So we went to Rise on Friday night, which is this is only the third taping.
Rise 3 Medic.
Rise 3 Medic.
I don't know why it was called Medic. I have no idea.
So we had never seen a lot of the people there. Either, like, we didn't know them, or, like, we knew them, but we'd never seen them live. And it was such a fucking fun show.
It was an amazing show.
Rise was so fun. Ugh. Even, like, some of the wrestling was, like, because it is like
it's a farm league.
It's a farm league, and, like, they do a lot of training seminars and stuff, so there's, like, varying degrees of levels. Like,
can I go to their training seminars? I would totally go to one of their training seminars.
You have to, like, be a wrestler.
I mean, do you?
I don't know.
Soraya posted about them just on Twitter, like, if you want to sign up for this thing. And I was like, maybe I should sign up for this thing. It would be the day before my wedding.
No, man. Don't do that. Don't. That's a terrible idea. Do you want to be a wrestler?
I mean, I did want to be a wrestler, but I was like 26 when I realized that, which is too old. And now I'm 29, and I'm like way too old to be a wrestler.
I definitely just want to be a ring announcer.
Yeah, I would rather be a manager, to be honest. Honestly, I want to be a referee. I think it would
be
fun as fuck to be a referee.
But they had young women referees and they said that they taught referees, so go learn how to be a referee.
Fuck yeah, man, I should learn how to be. I'm almost done with school. Why not learn how to be a referee?
Fuck yeah, you should be a referee.
Patreon exclusive content. Pay for Aaron to go to referee school.
Yeah, our goal is for Aaron one of our stretch goals is for Aaron to be a referee.
Yeah, that would be pretty dope. Yeah, Rise was great. I, 1000% recommend it. The DVD's already out.
Yeah, they fucking turned around. Like, we went to
2 days.
Yeah, Rise was on Friday, and we went to the Shimmer tapings on Sunday, and in between the 2 tapings, they were like, we have the DVDs. Like, it was really fucking fun.
I don't understand how they did it so quickly.
I love so over the weekend, the people that I saw that I had never seen before or didn't know about, and now I love Kikyo. Mm-hmm. And she was really nice. She took a photo.
Yeah.
And her and Havoc wrestled on Sunday, and it was so funny because Havoc and her are, they're both bigger girls, and they had this really good match. Havoc came out and was like,
she looks so good.
I don't give a fuck about you. Not phased. And like, Kikyo is like a good talker, so she kind of was like, oh, put your gas mask back on. You're like, I can smell your breath from over here. And like, it's a simple insult, but it worked. And they had a really great match. And then at the end, Havoc obviously won. Havoc was like, come on, shake my hand. And so they shook hands, and then Havoc...
Well, she yanked her off of the ground to shake her hand. It was like, bitch, you gotta get up, and you gotta shake my hand.
Yeah, they shook her hand, and then she was like, okay, and then she pushed her back on the ground. It was like, just so you remember where you stand. Like, I respect you, and we had a good match, but I am so much better than you.
Yep, it was perfect.
It was so effective.
It was so good. There was a bunch of really good character work all throughout Rise. I thought everybody did a really good job of specifically focusing on that as well.
Well, we got to see Delilah Doom live, and that was the first time, and she was so nice and really nice to us.
I know, right?
Because we wore her shirts on Sunday, and she was like, yeah.
She blew us a kiss when she got in the ring for her match, and I was like, you are the most adorable human I've ever met in my life.
On Sunday she was tagging with Leva Bates, and we hate Leva Bates.
So we were literally just cheered for Delilah and then sat down when Leva came out. When Okay, full disclosure, don't like Leva. I think that she seems like a very selfish and kind of disrespectful person, and I understand that a lot of people have had really good fan interactions with her. My only fan interaction with her is that she said to me while she was walking past me, "Excuse me, wrestler coming through," and like pushed past me, and I was like, man, I already didn't like you, but Jesus, what the fuck?
And like we moved for tons of people, and everyone else was really nice because it was in Burr, and then like the intermission was nuts because people were like,
it's fucking
it was
chaos.
crazy. But like everyone else was really like Rosemary came by you, and in character just was like snarled at you, but it wasn't like
right in my face. She scared the piss out of me.
It was like fun.
Yeah, it was fun, and she clearly got a quick kick out of the fact that she scared the shit out of me. And also, she went to walk in front of the tables, immediately turned around, and then said to me, "Well, not going that way." And like,
yeah, she was nice.
It was nice because it was like I clearly already scared you and did this thing in character, and now I'm going to acknowledge that like this was a moment that we had, and it was great. And I was like, "This is fantastic." It was just like, well, fuck you, Leva. What the hell? It's just
I don't like her because I don't like the.
I hate the cosplay gimmick.
I hate the cosplay gimmick, and I cosplay, and I do like Nerdlusk and stuff. I just like it seems.
It's selfish. It seems so. It's like you said during the show. You have to teach everyone in your match your new specialty moves for every character that you do, and it just feels really selfish. And like,
it's also like. I don't know. Seems like a lot of effort for like very little payoff.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get it.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if she did it for like big matches, but she does it for everything.
Yeah,
which is fine. Whatever. We don't like Leva, but we love Delilah.
Yeah, we love Delilah.
Super awesome to see Rosemary, aka Courtney Rush, twice.
She's
3 times.
Fucking terrifying.
Yeah, and she's so fucking good. You really liked Angel Dust, now known as Dust.
Yeah, she's Dust. Yeah. Yeah, I really liked Dust. She reminds me of someone that I went to high school with who's now like a professional model who I have no contact with whatsoever. But she resembles her in a way that seeing this like weird cheerleader like girl that I knew in high school be this like savagely crazy, insane person I really like. And I like her look. I like that she's very little and like waif-like, and she seems like she's kind of fucking rabid. I'm just like really into that. Yeah. So I'm excited to see more of Dust.
It was really awesome to see Mia Yim live.
Yeah, she was great.
We both popped super hard for Soraya, obviously.
Oh my god, yeah, that was great. It took me an embarrassingly long time to realize who she was on Friday. Not because, like, I don't know who she is, but because she looks so young in person that I was like, there's no way that's Soraya Knight. Like, there's no possible way. And then as she got closer, I was just like, wait, what?
I was just on my chair screaming.
I know, that's true. You could also see above everyone because you were standing on your chair.
No, I jumped on my chair afterwards, after I realized that it was her.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, as she was coming out, I was like, there's no way this young person could possibly be Soraya.
I also obviously loved Spinelli 2 Scoops. She had a hilarious bit.
She was so funny.
So funny. She did a bit for Shimmer where, like...
She was with Shayna Baszler.
Blazer. And
Baszler.
Yeah. And she's, like, clearly not a great wrestler yet.
Yeah.
So, but she's, like, training people in, like, submissions, and she's part of
the Trifecta.
The Trifecta a faction with Nicole Savoy, who I am so hot for, and apparently she's going to be in the Mae Young Classic.
Hell yeah!
And Mercedes, who is also probably going to be in the Mae Young Classic.
Hell
and
yes!
I think Shayna. I think that all the Trifectas.
Anyways. I bet they are.
But, Spinelli was basically just like, I just want to learn, man. Like, teach me. And it was like one of the best comedy matches I've ever seen.
I completely agree. It was so good.
Funny.
When Shayna was like bending her hands back and she was just going, I want to learn.
I love when she was like, oh, Greco-Roman, I know how to do it. First, we're going to do the hand sandwiches. And then during intermission, someone gave her a bag of like the like scoop,
the Dorito scoops,
or not like Tostino scoops.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
She was great. I really liked her.
She was like really into her scoops because she was making jokes, and I was like, "Can I buy one of your shirts?" She was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, you have bits to do. I get it. I just want a shirt." We also both really loved Shotzi.
Shotzi Blackheart
dope.
is dope.
We got to see her 3 times.
Good. Ugh. She is fucking great.
Her character's good. She's a great face. She's got this, like, punk rock thing going on. She's a pretty good wrestler.
Yeah.
And she was really nice.
Yeah, she, like, has a really good, clear idea of what her gimmick is, too. It feels very focused already, even though she's clearly, like, not been around for ages.
Right.
Like, she's not like Candice LeRae, who, like, her gimmick is very focused because she's been doing it forever. So it's nice to see Shotzi like already.
I think part of the reason I like really creeped on her Instagram because I was just curious about. Well, I was curious about like her, like how she came to wrestling, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's that old adage like the characters that work the best are just extensions of you. And she was basically just like a horror alternative model that like was like, I also want to be a wrestler, and like turned it into her gimmick, and it works really well.
Yeah. Also, her hair color is so even, and for like a bright green, it's amazing to see someone have such even hair that's that color.
Lufisto posted a picture on her Instagram of like a chunk of the green hair and was like, took a souvenir. Just funny.
I liked Lufisto.
Yeah,
I've never seen her
live.
Yeah, she was great.
That match with her and Solo Kill was brutal.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
She cut Solo Tails off. I was like, that's part of her body. Of course, there were some, like, marks in the audience that were, like, super shitty on Sunday. It's like they couldn't, like, they just, like, interacted with, like, the ref the whole time. That was, like, so annoying. Oh, my God. But they were also clearly people who go to Shimmer a lot because they had, like, clear favorites.
They were people who liked to boo the heels just because they're heels. And it was really...
No, that's not true, because Nicole Savoy was a heel, and they were all for her, and Shimmer Taker was a heel.
Or not boo, I'm sorry. They like to cheer all of the heels because they're heels.
Oh, yeah. But they...
Sorry, I said that wrong.
Yeah, that's not... But they
no,
also,
that's literally the opposite of what
I
meant.
They literally took away from some of the matches because they were interacting with the refs so much.
Mm-hmm. And I said at the time, I was a little drunk when I said this, but I feel like the reason they were doing it is because they were the only men there. Yeah. And so they were like focusing on the men that were
also,
in these
matches. To see Veda a bunch.
Yeah.
We were the assholes that were like, yeah, Veda!
Right, that's true. We did cheer for her. I booed her at the appropriate times, but when she was entering, I was like, I'm gonna cheer for Veda. I don't give a fuck. I've never gotten to see her live before. There were a couple of times where... Like, and not in a bad way. I didn't ever feel like there were awkward silences, even though it was, like, even with Rise, when it's more Farm League, like, there were not silences, but people were just quiet, and it wasn't bad. It never felt awkward. Yeah. And there were a couple times where it was quiet, and you could just hear Veda on commentary from, like, across the room.
Veda was just, like, screaming into the microphone.
I enjoyed that as well, so it was, like, an extra little show.
Well, CBC, that was great. It was great to see Sienna live.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
She has a great presence when she walks into the ring. She they did have the opening match, and the person she was wrestling, she's one of the part of the Chris. I think she's like their sister, Nivea, I think is her name. Yeah. Neva. I don't know. We saw her for like 30 seconds. But she dislocated her knee.
Yeah, it was
But it was like a basic move. It was just one of those things that went wrong.
Took a back bump into the turnbuckle and like stepped wrong and fully dislocated her knee, which we did not realize that
it just like the X went up like within 30 seconds.
Yeah, she was on the ground. She was clearly trying not to scream and trying not to cry, and just was like making this we were close enough that we could see her making this like terrible face, and the medic comes. I think she was the medic or the main promoter. I'm not sure who she was.
She was just like the
boss lady. She came out and was like it was pin drop silent because no one wanted to,
and it's a small, like it is a bingo hall. It's small.
Yeah, it's small, and nobody wanted to say anything or move or cough or like start laughing or be disrespectful anyway. So it was just
which is good.
Yeah, it was the right thing to do, but she was clearly trying to like figure out what was going on without like alerting everybody, but it was so quiet that she was like, okay, I'm just gonna like shove my face into your ear and you're gonna whisper into my ear what's happening. And I could hear Nivian
I don't know, again,
the one who was injured, I'm sorry, I heard her say I can't move it, and I was like, oh fuck, I thought she broke her leg for sure. And then the refs came and were trying to get her out of the ring, and they like pulled her underneath the ropes. She started like whimpering, and they started to carry her. The ring announcer asked her, can you step down? And she said, I can't put any weight on it. And I was like, she either broke her ankle or her leg.
Nope, dislocated her knee.
And then found out that she fully dislocated her knee. Tried to pop it back in the corner.
That's pretty badass.
That's pretty badass. And then could not. And that's when she was like, I cannot do this anymore. Fucking, Sienna, not her name.
Yeah, I don't remember her. Allison
K.
Maybe.
I think so. Just was like, well, just walked out.
She was like, I can't do anything. She did. She was like, do you want me to carry you out? Like,
and like.
But then Sienna got to wrestle twice again, so that was, Yeah. Mm-hmm. Other people I really liked. I loved seeing cheerleader Melissa live. She's a fucking powerhouse.
She is so fucking good,
and also like really hot.
Yeah, I didn't realize that she has like great tits. I know that's like a really weird thing to say, but she does. She wears this like beautiful gold coat, and she came out, and I was like, wait, what? Because as Mary poses, she looks like she has no tits. And so I was like, what? I was like Tim Gunn's short circuit moment where I was like, I don't understand what's happening here.
She was so good.
She was so good.
I didn't like necessarily like love Deanna Prazo, but like she did a good job.
Yeah, and also her tags were out during one of the shows.
I know,
And we
I
were
was
like,
cut your tags.
heel turn on Deanna. Sorry.
You know who I liked seeing? Hudson Envy was somebody I saw for the first time. I really liked her. Fucking Tessa Blanchard is hilarious as a heel.
Such a good heel. Vanessa, her partner. That was the
Also,
first time I'd
yeah.
ever seen her. I really liked her
Mount
as well.
Vanessa is the tag team. I loved them.
So good.
Fire and Nice was fun too. It was like fun to see like
Yeah.
Chelsea Green, but like
Fire Angel.
Fire. Yeah, I was like, what is this team? Fire Angel? That's like the emojis on their shirt.
It's Fire and Nice.
But fucking Tessa was so good.
Yeah, they were very good. All of it
The
was
one
very
thing
good.
that we both complained about in Shimmer, it's like, and I know that they tape it and they edit it together. I'm sure it's very smooth when they edit it, but boy, as like a production, it is not run very well. There's like so much dead time in between stuff, and it's just like, why can't you guys just get your shit together? And it's like weird because it wasn't like that at Rise.
No, Rise was put together. It felt like Rise had a showrunner who was making sure that people were entering and who were leaving at the.
There was
'cause
just so much dead time.
It felt like the ring announcer would. The people who were finishing their match would fully exit behind the curtain, past a second doorway, and then the announcer would come out, and it was just like, good fucking God, like, that curtain space is big enough that announcer should be standing there the entire time. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, you don't get to sit down. That's part of this job. Like, it was just so, like, there were such long pauses, it felt like you could drive a truck through them. It was
so-
ridiculous. Especially as people who did theater where it's like,
And as somebody
the
who
cue are
runs a
important. They're super important.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, that.
But overall, it was a great experience. But unfortunately, we'll go to the next taping because Erin's getting married because she's a dumb bitch.
I know. Rise is on the day of my wedding. I'm so pissed. I'm so
Rise is gonna. I feel like
pissed.
Rise is gonna be one that I'm gonna like buy their like iPay-per-views and stuff. Like I want to
Yeah.
go back and watch the other two. I had such a good time at Rise, and it was so fun to just have like all women wrestling. I like really loved it.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe we could do the Sunday after my wedding. There's no fucking way I could do the Saturday.
No, dude,
I would
we'll
die.
talk about it. Relax. It's your wedding weekend. It's fine. Wrestling is forever. It's always around.
That's true. I'll just have a post-wedding bachelorette party and tell everybody to go to the Shimmer show.
They would all hate that except for like me and you. It is like a marathon.
You know, it was fucking like 8 hours long. It was
Yeah.
so long.
News.
News. Where do we start?
There's more people added to the Mae Young Classic, and tomorrow night, I believe they are announcing everybody, and I believe it tapes this weekend.
Okay, I think you're right. I believe that's
So
correct.
that's exciting. I'm very excited. That fucking logo is trash garbage.
garbage.
First of all, it's like a big V. Like,
Vaginas!
we are women! And then, like, it is honestly drawn like of like a shitty Wonder Woman comic where you can see her tits and her ass at the same time.
Yep. It
Somebody, I like posted a photo and some rando on the internet was like, it looks nothing like that. And I was like, are you using your eyes? It really does. Also, like, get off my Twitter feed.
Yeah.
Don't you know my rule?
Bye!
It's in my bio. Don't add me.
Yep. Mm-hmm. He didn't know and he fucking learned. Dickbag.
Matt Hardy is clearly going for the broken thing, and he released a statement today, or the Twitter statement.
It's a statement.
Technically,
Twitters are statements.
yeah, I mean, technically, according to the White House,
Those are statements.
those are statements.
All
so
tweets are all recorded and stored in the Library of Congress. All that shit is statements. You're making public statements every time you put
in the
something on
Library of
Twitter.
Wrestling Congress, Matt Hardy has made a statement, and he is basically like, if you don't relinquish the broken gimmick, like, we're gonna fuck your shit up.
And I believe that.
I'm here for it.
Yep. Remy doesn't seem like the kind of person who would come without receipts. Like, she just doesn't. And
Yeah.
I believe her when she says that she will fuck their lives up. Like, for real. Good. Ruin that company.
Austin Aries is no longer a member of the WWE.
No, he is not. Released.
So he got released, and I was on the train, and I just was like, what the fuck? It was Friday, I think. And I was just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? And then there were rumors that he had asked for his release, but now it seems like that he was fired.
Yeah, it sounds like they were the ones that made the decision to release him. He tweeted about how the people in the US and Canada who get WrestleMania DVDs would not get the best match on the card because his wasn't included, and was like clearly unhappy about it, which WWE was of course unhappy about.
Why don't they put just the pre-show match as like an extra? It
That's
seems so dumb.
question.
You don't have to do the kickoff, but why would you not add fucking 10 minutes to the DVD?
Right? Let's rewind back to when we were complaining about why the SmackDown women's title should not have been on the pre-show. Literally, this is why. Because it's bullshit.
Also because he Naomi has a glow gimmick, and what are you going to do that at 4:30?
Yeah, fucking ridiculous. Also, I think the reason that Austin Aries was complaining about it is because he doesn't get royalties from that. Like, that means he makes less money, and when they don't do actual pay-per-views and they only have the network and you're not getting those bonuses, the only way to make extra supplemental money is merch and DVD sales. And if you're taking off that shit, that just comes straight out of your pocket. So, like, it makes total sense that he was pissed about it. So he complains about it, and then WWE apparently he also gave some interview where he was talking about how he'd been, like, capped as a cruiserweight and how he was being, like, held back in this division. Also, not wrong.
Even though he, like, helped make 205 Live what, like, they should have rewarded him by letting, like, you're not going to get the title, but we'll move you to the other thing because you, like, kind of saved this show. You and Neville saved this show.
Absolutely. And they were just like, nah, sorry, take a back seat now. You're just going to be doing nothing. You're going to be on main event now. Like, no. Main event. Ridiculous. And, like, or put him back on commentary. Do literally anything with him. And so he was very upset, and WWE released him, and his contract ran through 2019. So if he had asked for his own release, WWE could have kept him on contract till 2019 and not let him wrestle anywhere. But he only has to do the 90-day non-compete, which means that they did not do that.
That's nice.
Which means that they probably fired him and were like, okay, bye, get out of here. Which is good. Like, ultimately, it works out best for everybody. Like, they let go of him. Austin gets to go do whatever the fuck he wants. Gets to keep his name because it was his name before.
Yeah.
So,
and then theoretically, we get to see him in person, and I can be like, Austin Aries, I love you.
Yes, exactly.
I love you.
You can hand him $20 for a T-shirt instead of paying WWE $17.
I'm going to bring a banana, and I want him to sign my banana.
There you go. See?
Maybe a fake banana. I won't keep.
Yeah. True. Ceramic.
A children's banana. For, like,
a plastic banana?
No, you know, they have those, like, fake kitchens where they, like, cook food, but they're, like, dumb kids, and they don't understand that they're not doing cooking.
Yes, correct. They don't have real object permanence yet, so it doesn't, like, make sense to them.
Kids are so dumb.
Dummies. Yeah, so.
Also, all that Paige drama.
Oh, man. Yeah. I don't really want to talk through it. I'm like, there's so much bullshit.
Yeah, we don't have to talk through it. I guarantee you everybody who listens to this has already knows everything. I would just say that, like, it just seems like another red flag, and
it's a huge red flag.
Especially, like, the statement from her brother, and, like...
Oh, yeah. The fact that her family is so publicly concerned is, like, not a good sign at all. And... she's gonna keep defending him.
She keeps releasing stories that, like,
they're so easily provable that they're false.
Like, she was like, no, I'm the one that's being charged for battery, even though, like, the cops are like, no, it's really just this guy. Not charged, but investigator or whatever. You know what I mean? Not battery, domestic violence. I don't know. Everyone knows what I meant. Yeah.
It's, I mean, that's what happens in abusive relationships, though.
Hire him, too. He, like, never shows up to his gigs.
Yeah, because he keeps getting fucking arrested for shit that happens with Paige. Like, it... Man. She's gonna keep defending him in public until well after she leaves, too. Like, it's gonna take her a super long time to leave him, and it's not gonna be pretty, and it's gonna be really fucking bad, and she's gonna just keep defending him until long after she's gone. Because she's in an abusive relationship, and that's what happens. Like, it is not easy to leave a relationship like that. Like, they live in the same house, and she has no friends now because she gave up her entire social circle to go everywhere with him, and he doesn't appear to have any friends, so his whole life is just controlling her, and when he's miserable, he probably it seems like he hits her. Like, she's covered in bruises.
He at least emotionally abuses her.
Yeah. And
because, like, before all this happened, he released that statement about, like, oh, I'll come to this restaurant, I'm gonna beat you up.
And that's the thing, like, somebody talked about sex that she had before he even knew that she was alive. And he took that out on her, clearly. Like, that clearly happened. She said during the incident in the airport that he had been doing coke for 2 days. Like, that... I just feel so bad for her. Like, she's also only 24. She's like a fucking baby.
Yeah.
Like, I remember what I was like at 24, and I was real fucked up, and I could not have gotten out of something like this, and he's significantly older than her. Like, it's enough that he knows what he's doing, and he picked her for a reason, and it's because he can completely control everything about her. And, like, I would be 0% surprised to learn that he has control over her finances. They live in the same house. They travel everywhere together. He probably controls her money at this point. Like, it is very difficult to leave that. And I just hope she gets out before he fucking kills her, because it honestly feels like he's just getting
Well, that's
worse.
what her brother said.
Yeah, it keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and it's escalating to a point where he doesn't even think about abusing her in public. And, like, if you're abusing someone in public, it's because you've been doing it so much in private that you don't think about it anymore, and it's just something that you do to a person when you're around them. Like, it's tragic. Like, I don't know what other way to describe it. It is a fucking tragic situation, and there's, like, nothing anyone can do about it, honestly. The harder people push Paige, the harder she's gonna retreat. Like, there's just...
Yeah.
All people can do is, like, all her friends... People who were her friends before she isolated herself can do is reach out and say that they're there when she is ready to leave, and so she knows that she has a place to land. And she obviously has that with her mom. Like, she can reach out to her mom and feels at least comfortable doing that. Like,
Yeah.
but past that, like, I mean, her mom does live in England, so it makes it a lot more difficult. It's almost as far away from her as she can get.
Yeah, and I don't think any of the rest of her family are allowed to come to the United States because they've, like, broken the law in England too many times.
That's probably true. That would not surprise me at all, to be honest. Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks.
Yeah, it's messy. And it's hard because you don't want to, like... It's hard to know, like, the line as, like, you know, we're just fans, but also, like, I care about somebody's, like, well-being as a person, but also, like... invading people's privacy, and, like, we don't actually know all the stuff that happened, but
right.
like it's like messy all around, and it's just like it's just sad.
Yeah, the whole thing really sucks. It sucks a lot. And
yeah,
like,
because she was also like, it also sucks too if you think about it, because like she had her like career on like a rocket ship.
Yeah,
like and this has completely derailed her career in a way that like she may never come back from it.
I don't think she ever will. It's gonna take a really long time. It sucks because the way that sexism in wrestling works, men would be afforded 10 years to get better and come back, but women are often not hired when they're that old. So, like, the time it would take her to recover enough to be able to come back and, like, really make a career comeback after this, like, she's probably not going to be afforded that, which blows. Unless WWE's like, we can turn your life around in a year, and then we will do that for you. Like, that I can see them trying to do, which would be, like, best case scenario. But, like... It's also hard because you don't want to say, like, I hope that these men swoop her up and save her, but at the same time, like, I hope anybody swoops her up and saves her. I just want her to be out of the situation. And, like, I want Alberto Del Rio fired from Global Force Wrestling.
Not just, like, suspended while we investigate.
Right?
You know, Robbie Hardy released a statement that was like, Jeff Jarrett knows exactly what's going on. He's just, like, a little bitch.
Yeah, and, like, they don't have new tapings till October. Like, okay, he's suspended. You're still gonna air all of your episodes with him as your champion. Like, what the fuck does it matter? I hope that this means that they're not gonna book him out for indie shows, maybe, because they still control a lot of that. But...
Yeah, I was gonna watch, like, TNA. I might, like, I have it on my DVR. I might just fast forward all his stuff.
Yeah, like, I don't...
It's hard because there are, like, people I like on it.
And, like... The other thing I'm conflicted about is that if he gets fucking fired from GSW, he's gonna take it out on Paige. It's gonna be her fault that he got fired, and it's her fault that all this shit happened. Like, it sucks because I want him to be punished for these things that he's doing, but that means that he's gonna take it out on her. Like, that is how abusive relationships work, and, like, that is also very frightening to think about.
Yeah. Let's stop talking about this.
Yeah, let's move on.
You didn't watch NXT.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I did it.
Really quick. The opening match was Ono and Atami versus Sanity. Sanity won basically because Atami wouldn't tag in Ono and was just like, no, I can do it. And then, like, he couldn't do it. And then Ono at the end was like, what the fuck, dude? So we're clearly still moving towards Ono Atami. And I think the way that they're building it, the slow burn, is, like, smart. I think.
I agree.
There was a segment with Ember in the Performance Center talking to an interviewer, and they were like, so... what are your plans? She's like, Asuka's my plan. I'm going to come back, blah, blah, blah. And then Ruby, like, jumps out of the ring and I was like, I'm sorry. You're not next in line. You already had your shot and you fucked it up. I'm next in line. Okay, bye.
All right, Ruby.
Drew McIntyre gave a promo that was basically like, so I came here for one reason. Like, I'm going to be the NXT champion. So, like, back the fuck up. And they played a little package. But anyways, Drew McIntyre in my life. Drew McIntyre with a belt. Ugh. Give him that belt. But then Roddy, of course, was like, on Twitter was like, excuse me, what about me? Because later,
Yeah.
it was Rude versus Roddy. It was a really good match, but Roddy ultimately lost.
Because that's what Roddy does, right?
Yeah, so he, like, almost pinned Rude, and then Rude had his, like, foot on the rope. So, like, the bell rung, and Roddy was, like, celebrating, but then the ref was like, no. And then, like, in the confusion, Rude got, like, one up on Roddy, essentially.
Okay.
It was a pretty good match.
All right.
There was this segment with Peyton and Billy where Peyton was like, it was Billy's birthday last week, and everyone forgot about it, and I'm the only one that got her any presents, and everyone owes her an apology, and Billy was just like, I just wanted cake!
Me too, Billy. Me too.
It was so good. And Peyton was like, let's go get you some cake. And then in the background, Thea Trinidad and Cien were fighting and like in Spanish, and like she like hit him and like walked away. And the interviewer was like, care to tell us who that is? And Cien was basically, she's like, loco, and like walked away. So we don't know in storyline that they're siblings yet.
Right.
Which I love. I love that.
I think it's great.
Also, there was a package. Johnny Gargano is coming back tonight.
Yay! Johnny!
Has Candice been announced?
No, I don't think so. She's gonna. I mean, she was in that fucking battle royal. She's clearly gonna be in it.
She fucking better be. Or I will lose my shit.
I hope their first intergender match is when Tommaso comes back and she beats the shit out of him.
That would be dope. That's not gonna happen.
Never, ever, ever.
Did you watch Lucha?
I did, yes.
Ugh, so much AR Fox or Dante Fox, whatever.
What
so
the fuck ever?
Fox. The opening segment was...
It was cool.
It was so cool. It's AR Fox running and like through Boyle Heights and then like remembering what went down in...
I think having flashbacks is the right way to say that, but yeah, because he was
whatever.
like jerking
A
around.
flashback is technically a memory.
Well, yeah, but he was having like violent flashbacks because he was
Whatever.
being punched
Were
in the
they
face and like running and hitting his face.
Afghanistan or Iraq in the storyline?
I think Afghanistan.
Okay, but basically you can hear kill shot, like, because remember his promo video, so it's basically shots from
Which
his
was
promo
also
video, and like shooting and like getting out, and then but Dante Fox is like in a holding cell, and like he's like, my boy's coming to get me. Nope, he's not. And so Dante Fox is basically tortured
left
and
to
is
die,
about
yeah.
to get like decapitated. And then,
Yeah, that was nuts.
yeah, I was like, oh, we are going really far. But then he is
Still
saved.
no squished eyeball, but very close.
He's saved by another military troop,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Also, I like how the military troop didn't take the bag off his head. They were like, "Oop, here's the dog tags. Clearly a soldier. Don't worry. Like, maybe you should take this bag off of his head so that he can see what the fuck is going
They
on."
took the bag off?
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. After they looked at the tags, they definitely took his head
No,
off.
he put his hand on his shoulder while the bag was still on his head, and I was like, "What the fuck? Take the bag off!" There was at least a moment where I was like, "Your hand is right next to it. Just take the
Weird.
bag off." It was very weird.
It was a cool segment, though.
Yes, it
and
was
it, like,
very good. I
adds
really
a lot to
enjoyed
their
it.
storyline.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
The first match was Sexy Star versus PJ Black in like the first round for the Cueto Cup. It was a disqualification though because Taya comes in and gives PJ Black.
Taya was all up in everybody's
Taya
shit.
was like, I'm here to fuck everybody up. But Taya comes in and gives PJ Black brass knuckles. Sexy Star knocks it out of his hand, and then Marty Elias is like distracted by PJ or like something happens, and then Sexy Star picks up the brass knuckles. Is like, okay, fine, I'll play by your game. And then Marty Elias sees it, and it was like, nope, disqualification. You're out. You lose.
Yep. So PJ Black moves on.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it's smart.
Different, and it's a different way of getting involved and interfering.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like not what you expected that match to end like. I feel like they've done a good job with this tournament of like some people obviously are going to move forward. Mil Muerte is obviously going to move into the second round, but like the way that like they made it work, some of the booking has been very creative. Like when Vigoro lost, like we were saying, like it was surprising that he lost.
Vigoro is not a person's name. I just want
Viboro?
Viboro.
Viboro?
Vigoro. Figaro. There was a propaganda piece for Ray and...
Yeah, they're good. They have continued to be good.
Yeah.
I enjoy all of them. Johnny flapping his arm, then going, tricep, and snapping his muscle into place was pretty impressive. I was like, you record yourself doing a lot of things, don't you?
He's so weird. I love him. Son of Havoc versus Son of Madness.
This match was good.
It was good, and it was basically like we're in this biker gang together, and like some beef went down, whatever. And at the end, even though Son of Havoc won, Son of Madness stole his colors.
Yeah, and made them kiss, which was very weird. He like tapped the logos together, and I was like, why are they kissing?
I think he was just like, I got them both.
Yeah, I think it was more like motherfucker, but it did sort of look like they were kissing. It was very weird. But I thought that this was a really good example of Vampiro leading the commentary in a way that was appropriate and supplemental to the match that was necessary. Like, we would not have known a lot of that like, Matt Stryker set him up to be like, explain to us what this biker culture means. Explain to us what these patches mean. He's the guy that does the enforcing. He's the guy that comes to collect them. They've taken his belts. They've stripped his colors. Like, it was nice to have that included in it, but it never felt intrusive, and it didn't feel like it was taking away from the match. It felt like this was really necessary information for us to have by the time we got to the end of it. And I thought they did a great job. And it was like appropriately hard to tell them apart. Like, when they're right next to each other, it's like, oh duh, obviously this is Madness, obviously this is Havoc. But they both moved so fast that there were a couple of times where I was like, who the fuck is who? Who is who?
In the same costume with big ass beards.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay, you have a lighter beard with some gray, and you have this dark red beard. Okay, I think I can understand who everybody is. I really liked it. I thought it was great. I hope we see a lot more of Son of Madness. I want to see where this storyline goes. Totally. I feel like Havoc is probably going to get knocked out in the next round of the tournament, and then we'll get follow-up to this. And like, cool, awesome.
Ricky Mandel had a squash match versus Ricky Mandel, the Worldwide Underground's intern. Had a match with Puma, and Puma was like, no.
He crushed him.
I just love that he's their intern. It's so funny. It's so funny.
I like that they like traded jabs back and forth, and then Puma was like, oh bitch, no. I think not. I will murder you. Yeah, that was good. Like I said too, I think this is like another good example of like, sometimes people get squashed, and like, but that booking felt appropriate. It never felt like predictable or like, oh yeah, this person's definitely gonna take this squash. Like, the booking of this whole tournament has been very good so far.
Yeah, I agree. There was a backstage segment with Ray Horus, or
Dragon Azteca Jr.
Dragon Azteca Jr., Ray, Mysterio, and Puma, where Mysterio was like, I'm gonna wish you luck, and then Ray Horus was like, I'm gonna win, and then we're gonna battle as friends, and then Puma was like, I'm gonna win, and we're gonna battle as not friends.
Yeah. Very accurate. We also didn't talk during the G1 special we didn't talk about this last week. Ricochet showed up on the G1 special and was like, yeah, I would be around more if a certain underground fighting company wasn't being complete dicks about it, and like totally ripped on Lucha Underground. Like, he is donezo.
Yeah, he's pissed.
He is clearly super upset with them and the way that they are releasing the last of his tapings. Like, he is fucking done.
How many episodes are left in the season?
I don't know. They're long. It's like a 30-episode season. It's a fucking long-ass show. Yeah. It took it, like, it's gonna take them almost a whole year to air the whole thing.
Yeah, that's shitty.
And they haven't even started the 4th season.
Well, they don't even know. I don't know. It's messy. I hope they still are around.
Yeah, I agree.
Theoretically, they'll start taping in October.
Yeah. Maybe they'll have a long pause, like, between 1 and 2. That almost felt good for them to have, like, a year-long hiatus to, like, get a bunch of tapings done, too.
The main event was AR Fox versus Ray Horus. I mean, I wrote Ray Horus. Dragon Azteca Jr. That's who he is. Everyone knows what I'm talking about.
That's true.
It was a really good match. I fucking love AR Fox so much.
Yeah, he was
There
fantastic.
was a moment. AR Fox does take some pretty nasty headshots all the time.
Yeah.
There was a moment that was like, oh, did you die?
Yeah.
I guess they wouldn't release it if you died.
True. That's true. We know that this footage is fucking old enough that they're not going to release shit if somebody literally dies.
And we have seen him in person since then.
That's true.
So there is that. God, I love him so much. He's such a fucking good wrestler.
Yeah, I completely
agree. His reversals are great. His moveset's great. His character's great. I love him so much. The match was really fun. It ended in it ended with AR Fox winning because Worldwide Underground came and like fucked with Ray, and then like that distracted Dragon Azteca. But like, I mean, even up before that, it was unclear. It was pretty toe to toe.
Yeah.
Like, so it didn't feel like AR won just because of it. It just like helped a little bit.
And I also thought too, it was nice that they didn't like
whatever.
We are obviously gonna get the symmetry of when he interrupted Killshot's match and cost him his spot in the tournament. So I feel like we're gonna get the mirror of that later in this tournament, and I thought it was smart not to blow it right away.
Yeah, I agree.
So it'll feel more surprising when it happens later, as it inevitably will happen.
So we went to this 8-hour-long Shimmer taping, and then we both went home.
Oh my god, I forgot Great Balls of Fire.
Terrible marks, and both just started watching it.
I sat down. I sat down on my couch and was just like, I can't get up. I'm just gonna. What else am I gonna do? I got home and no one else was home too, so I was like, it only started 10 minutes ago. I'll just turn it on, I guess. Yeah, I hated myself. I said that you tweeted that you hated yourself for watching it, and I was like, God, so do I.
I know. I was like, Nick, do you want to watch Great Balls of Fire? And he was like, sure. And I was like, oh, okay. But it ended up being like actually a pretty good show.
Yeah, it was a good show. I thought that there were a bunch of like lazy endings, and some of the booking was really lazy. But as a wrestling product, it was pretty good.
Tozawa versus Neville, I thought was good.
I did not watch that.
I liked the ending of it. Was that?
Oh yeah, I saw the like ball hit on the ropes,
the net rope. But then it was mirrored on Raw the next night.
Yeah, it felt appropriate.
And then there was a segment on 205 Live where Tozawa like kind of had guilt about it, and Titus was like, "Don't feel bad. He did it first. It's fine."
Yeah. God, Titus is a good manager.
Yeah, right. He's like, "It's cool." Tozawa and Daivari had a match, and then Neville came out and beat the shit out of Tozawa. So, like, we're still in this Tozawa-Neville feud, which I'm cool with. I like it a lot.
I think it's fine. I think it's great.
And we haven't seen Daivari in the ring, I feel like, in a while.
Yeah.
So it was nice to even, like, see him
just
do that.
to see him around, yeah.
Yeah.
His fancy coat that he was wearing.
His fancy everything. He's, 15. He's just a bajillionaire.
If I dropped $1,500 on the ground, I wouldn't pick it up.
$15,000.
Whatever.
That's a big difference.
$1,500 seems like $15,000. It's both incomprehensible amounts of money to me.
The first match was Seth versus Bray. I thought it was a fine match. I wasn't like particularly entertained by it, but I also was very happy that Bray Wyatt won.
Yeah, me too. It feels like Seth can take a loss. That's like what we said before. That's why this feud was good for them. Like, I
mean, he lost on Monday night too against Bray,
it feels like Seth is about to transition into a feud with The Miz for the Intercontinental belt, and like, good. I'm done with Dean in this title picture. If you're not gonna fucking do anything else with him, like, for God's sakes, let him do something else. And like,
and a Seth versus Miz, like, I can't remember a time when that's been a thing.
I don't remember the last time they fought either. And like, great, awesome. That'll feel new and fresh. Like, they were on different shows for a long time, and now they're back, and like, let them fight. Like, that's great. And like, Bray and Seth don't have Seth and Joe chemistry. It's not bad, but it's also not like exciting. Yeah,
because there's no part of the reason that Bray is exciting is because of the storylines that are around it, and the storyline between them is dumb.
Yeah, like, you're an atheist and I'm a god, and I'm pissed that you don't believe in me. Like, okay. I'm glad God beat the atheist twice. Like, whatever, I guess.
I'm just skipping ahead to Dean and Miz.
I forgot this match was happening. By the time that we got to it on Great Balls of Fire, I was like, oh yeah!
It did happen, right?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, because I did not write it down.
Yeah, Yeah, because the last 3 matches were Dean and Miz, and then Braun and Roman, and then it was Joe and...
No, then it was Heath and Hawkins.
Which we didn't see the end of. They just announced it while we watched the Jaws of Life. And then it was Brock and Joe. But we got to Miz and Dean, and I was like, oh yeah, this match is happening. Forgot about this. Yeah. And then we got to Braun and Roman, and I was like, oh yeah, this match is happening. I just completely forgot about it.
Whatever, the match was whatever. Like, it's Dean and Miz. But all of this stuff on Raw with the Mizzies was fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I loved how Axel, like, looks pretty good, and Bo is just, like, trash motorcyclist, and they got awards. Like, it was so... I love Bo and Axel. Bo looks like entourage.
Bret Michaels, the guy from that trash... He was in a metal band. That's what he's actually from. But he was on that trash dating show.
He was in Poison, right?
Yes. I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about with that fucking bandana. Yeah.
But he's only wearing one glove.
That's fine.
Every cowboy sings a sad, sad song.
Yeah.
I like that song. I gotta be honest. I know it's not a great song, but I like that song.
Classic wedding song. I feel like that's a good Midwest wedding song.
Do you think that... Yeah, he was in Poison.
Yeah. Okay. Good recall.
I only know because it's the one Poison song I like. And it's not even a good song. It's
No,
so
it's
dumb.
not. That's who he reminds me of.
But I do like the song. Yeah, I guess that he's going for that look. But he still is like silly. Like Bo is silly. So like, I mean, I know Bo can be very intense heel, whatever. But like right now, it's very
I was talking to
funny.
a friend of mine who was like, I don't understand Bo Dallas. Why wasn't he ever a Wyatt? I don't get it. And so I had to explain to him, like, he used to be a big deal when he was in NXT. He was the champion. I think he beat Seth for the belt.
Yeah, I think so.
And
because Big E had the belt too.
that's true.
So I don't remember because I wasn't watching then. But I know Seth was the first one.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm pretty sure Neville beat Bo for it.
Okay.
Because I started watching when Neville was champion.
Okay.
So it must have been Big E somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere in there. But we were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, he was like a big deal, and then when he came to the main roster, he put a bunch of weight on because obviously Vince didn't want to use him and didn't give a shit about him. And he was like, I don't understand. What do you mean Bo Dallas was a big deal? And it's like weird to think about the fact that like Bo is actually very good. He just gets garbage most of the time.
But he does a good job.
He and Axel both excellent technical wrestlers, and like they're good mechanics. That's why they're used to train people who are coming back, because they're very good at wrestling. And it's nice to see them get to do something fun, honestly. Like make them into the Stooges, great. That means they get to be on TV every week. Like
that's
good.
You know what part of Miz's, like, I know people could see the reverse of it, be like, Miz has these factions and then those people go away and their careers fall apart, but also he gives them all this, like, he is a vehicle to give them a lot of screen time.
Yeah, absolutely. And like if they can't figure out anything else to do with you and your choices are be in this faction, which is a vehicle for Miz for a while, and then move on with your career, or do nothing, like clearly you should be doing the stuff that's going to get you more money and get you more airtime. Like that stuff's important. So I like it. I like that they're doing it. And like, I don't think that both of those guys have also been there long enough that it doesn't feel like once this is done that they'll just be discarded again. Like they were already discarded. Like they'll still be there working with people making money, even if they have to move into trainer roles. Like I don't feel like it's going to be like a Sandow situation where once they're done, they'll be like fucked completely.
I like how Dean came out on Raw and like just started beating them up. I like how Miz like started to hand him the microphone, like, "Oh, do you have something to say?" And Dean was like, "I do not."
No.
But then I also liked how like Seth came out and then they had the backstage segment where Dean was like, "I don't trust you. I don't like you. I don't need your fucking help."
I loved that. I thought it was
like,
great.
"This is not Shield 2.0. Leave me alone."
Yeah, I love that. It's because they keep like hinting at it, and it's been a thing that like they're like, fine, I'm gonna put him, but like Seth never apologized. He's never said sorry that he did any of those things. Like he's not sorry, so like Dean is totally in the right as an all-time babyface to be like, nah, bitch, I don't forgive you. You never even said I'm sorry. Why should I forgive you? Just stay out of my life. Like, I like that. And I feel like it's an appropriate way for them to transition Seth into the IC title picture as well. Like, Dean is like, I don't want shit to do with you. If you want this belt, I will do anything else. I don't need you in my life.
Yeah.
I like that. Excuse me.
Enzo and Cass was the thing.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, Enzo's promo was good, but then, like, we got
the match that we expected.
Yeah. So
exactly the match that we expected.
It's like a little, like, so who... I don't understand. I understand the point for Cass, and Cass is doing a good job. He opened Raw and gave a good promo.
Did a great job.
He's got a little thing with Big Show, so they're probably going to be like, who's the biggest guy? And then Cass will move on from that. Like, Cass is doing a good job, but, like, what the fuck happens with Enzo?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's good that he is being, like, medically treated, and then they'll have to, like, find another space to fit him, so it's not like they're just immediately doing this over and over again. I feel like if Enzo and Cass are going to continue to feud, it needs to be like a long-term slow burn, like Jericho, Shawn Michaels style, where it takes a super long time for them to fight again for another match. Like WrestleMania is an appropriate time for them to fight again. Like, they should stay separated. And so I want them to find a way to use Enzo still, because he is a very good wrestler. He just needs to be somewhere else. And like, this is great for Cass because he needs to clarify his character without Enzo. And he
did a good job on Raw Talk after Great Balls of Fire too.
Yes, and that it's good. And I feel like,
I mean, we did talk about like Miz is like talking smack, and Raw Talk champion, real feud of the century is Renee versus Miz. Like, I love it so much.
The best. Nice to see them reunited briefly.
Briefly reunited. So here's the thing. I like all the people in that tag match. It should have been a 2 out of 3 and not an Iron Man match.
Oh my god,
that
it was
so long. And there's good storytelling. There's good stuff in it, but like 30 minutes was too fucking long.
It was way too long. And the fact that the announcers kept saying how much time was left made it feel even fucking longer. It was like, oh my god, only 4 minutes have gone by. Oh my god, it's only been 3 minutes since then. And also, like,
oh my god,
the booking that they did, in theory, was great. I love that, like, bring it down to the clock, this person's winning, but they lose while they're winning. Like, that can be really good when it's well done. The fact that Sheamus got a pin 30 seconds in, it was like, oh, okay, now I know exactly how this match is going to go. They're going to get super far ahead, and then the Hardys are going to come back, and then they're going to be winning while the clock goes out, la 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 la. And that's exactly what happened. And so it felt disappointing that they had just telegraphed this so hard that it became like, oh my god, we have to slog through 30 minutes to now get to what the only action is gonna be the last 5 minutes, and you could already tell that. It just felt so disappointing. Like, ugh. Like, they could have done a 2 out of 3s match and had it be 25 minutes long, and it wouldn't have felt like it was never going to end. It just felt so long.
I did like the follow-up on Raw where the Hardys give a promo, and they're like, no, we're not relics. We're not part of this old age. Also, Matt got super fucked up during that match.
Oh, yeah, he was bleeding super bad.
Yeah.
He had to get a bunch of stitches.
All messed up. And then the next night they give this promo, and then the club come out, and they're like, we want to fight you. You guys are not that good. And then the club wins, and you're like, oh, shit. And then Matt is acting like a little weird. And then the Revival come out, and the Revival's like, no, we are going to fucking take you out. And so, like, they're clearly on this broken path, because Matt was acting a little weird. In the in the promo, they do the classify ourselves as obsolete, like, all that stuff. So,
Jeff is, like, really playing up his shoulder, too, as well. I noticed that a lot on Monday, that when he was coming out, he was like, oh, my shoulder's really hurting, and he got in the ring and was like, oof. Got a lot of shoulder pain going on here. Oof. And at first I was like, did you actually I thought, like, Sami Zayn style, he, like, fucked his shoulder up coming into the ring. But I think that it's a gimmick. I think that it's a, like, in that same direction, like, Jeff will get injured and that's what's gonna break Matt. Like, I don't think it's gonna be the exact same origin story as it was in TNA.
No, because they're a tag team, and the origin story is that, like, Jeff broke Matt, but they already resolved all that shit. So if it's gonna continue the broken universe, like, it would make
Matt
sense. Matt will break, and then
if Jeff gets injured and then Matt breaks because their tag team is broken, like, great, awesome. Like, that's a good way.
I think they're gonna stay a tag team, and they're gonna
both be broken.
Well, Jeff isn't broken. Jeff is just part of it. He's Brother Nero. Like, he'll go along with it.
He's broken universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The women's match was next with Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks.
I mean, it was fine.
You didn't like it? Everyone else seems to love it, and you're like, it's fine.
No, I mean, I thought the ending was really disappointing. I think that they have really good chemistry.
Really? I completely disagree. I think the match was really good. I think they have great chemistry. I think that they're really hard hitting on each other. I think the ending made a lot of sense because Alexa...
Oh, yeah. I think it totally made sense.
Then why didn't... You just said you didn't like it.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I said it was fine. I liked it. It's just that...
How does it make sense... But it's disappointing.
I mean, that happens all the time, that things make sense, but they're disappointing.
I think it works so well. Like, Alexa...
Okay, here's
having the count out, retaining the title, and trying to walk away, and then Sasha being like, nah, bitch.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is they're clearly setting up for a larger match between the two of them.
Well, yeah, and on the kickoff show, they start talking about their, like, personal beef, and then on Raw Talk, Sasha went in on Alexa.
Yeah, and so that's the thing, is that this match didn't feel like...
What's
it's a
beginning of
placeholder.
feud?
Yeah, it's a placeholder match. So
No, it's not a placeholder. It's the beginning of a feud.
Okay, it's the beginning of a feud, but the beginning is still the beginning. Like, there's clearly better stuff coming. Also, Sasha has, like, the worst poker face. The second she walked out, it was like, oh, you're jobbing tonight. Okay, I see. It was really easy to tell right away that she was gonna lose. So that was part of it for me, is that it was like, I really enjoyed it, but at no point did I ever think that Sasha was gonna win.
I didn't think Sasha was gonna win either, but I liked it a lot, and
Yeah,
I liked their
but that's
chemistry.
the thing. Is like I said, I like their chemistry. I thought that they did a really good job. I'm excited to see what comes from it. I think that
But you're still disappointed.
no, I'm not disappointed.
You said that 30 seconds ago, Aaron.
I want the next match. I want the third match in this series. That's the thing. I was expecting too much for a first match, so I was disappointed in that sense. But as a match, I thought it was fine. This whole pay-per-view kind of felt that way to me. It felt like an exciting Raw, but not a pay-per-view.
That's fair. The Sasha stuff on Raw Talk was really good.
I mean, she's great. She's really good. And, like, making her a babyface who's kind of a heel is the right way to do this.
Yeah.
Like, that's why it worked with Foxy. It's working with Alexa. Like, it doesn't work with Bayley because if she does this, she's the actual heel. And so she needs someone who's a bigger heel in order to play this, like, babyface tweener character.
And Sasha and Bayley won the next night when they did the women's tag with Bliss and Nia.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns versus Braun.
This match did not go how I expected it to go. I mean, sort of. Overall, it kind of went exactly how I expected it to go, and that Roman would eventually triumph in the end. But, like, sort of not really. Like, it was an interesting match. Ambulance matches are dumb. Like, the concept is kind of stupid. The last one that I remember enjoying was Dean and Bray Wyatt, and that was after they had like 1,000 matches, and then they had a stupid ambulance match where they like beat each other on top of the ambulance. And so I was like sort of expecting that in some ways, but like, how the fuck is Braun gonna get on top of an ambulance, to be honest? Like, that seems really impractical. So I thought that they did a really good job of like starting it in the ring and then starting to spread to the outside and then like breaking the shit out of that LCD screen. Although I did find it very irritating that WWE ran a static video after that, which was clearly a video. It like started to give me a headache after a while. I was like, just turn it off. Like, if this was really happening, you would just turn the whole fucking thing off.
Yeah, it was dumb.
So I thought
But they do that all the time.
Yeah, they do dumb shit like that all the time. So I thought that there were lots of good points in that. I liked that it felt like it ended very suddenly. Like, Roman went for the spear, and then it was just over. It
and
was
Braun
like,
was like, boop.
Like, fuck yourself, bitch! At first I was like, oh, is that just the end? If that had just been the end, I probably would have been fine with it, to be honest. If he just, like, tapped on the door and the ambulance drove away, it would have been like, oh,
I think it's funny that there was a person inside that ambulance the whole time, just sitting there.
Ready to drive away at any moment. So, I liked that. I liked that even when Roman came back and they continued to fight, like, him driving that ambulance, first of all, like, he drove that ambulance very dangerously.
So fast.
So fast.
It's clear at, like, some point it cut to a video.
Yeah.
But, like, I was like, oh my god, slow the fuck down.
I know, right? I thought for sure he was going to pull out and then they were going to get hit by, like, a semi-truck or some shit. Which would have been equally shocking.
I don't know if equally. I think that would have been really way more shocking if they both just got hit by a semi-truck.
No, if he, like, pulled forward far enough and then, like, the back cab got hit by a semi-truck or something.
Oh, okay.
Like, that was what I was expecting. I was not expecting him to drive backwards into the wall.
Like, a Roman just fucking walks away and then everybody's like, oh my god, get the jaws alive. Like, everyone sold it really well. It was very
Kurt
silly.
Angle was so
Kurt Angle
good.
is great.
He's great. He really is.
Speaking of Kurt Angle, that, the follow-up commercial for 2K18 was, or 17 or 1,000, whatever.
18, yeah.
Was really cool.
Yeah, it was.
Where he was just like angry, like,
Are they setting up
down.
for Seth Rollins versus Kurt Angle?
No. Kurt Angle, if you pre-order it, you get to play as Kurt Angle.
Well, yeah, but that's what they did last time with Brock and Goldberg. Goldberg was the pre-order, and then that set up their thing.
No, I don't think so.
So, I think it would be interesting to set that forward, but it feels like they're moving towards Triple H and Kurt Angle for WrestleMania, which I am here for. I would love that. Like, I don't want Triple H to use anyone on the active roster for his I show up once a year bullshit. Like, I would like to see him have specialty matches with people who do not have matches very often. And Kurt wants one more. Like, why not? Give it to him. Like, he's a Hall of Famer, but, like, So what? Who cares?
He's doing a good job.
He came back to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. Like, give him this opportunity to retire, to actually retire. Like, most people are retired when they go into the Hall of Fame, but make an exception for him. Like, have him officially retire in your company. That would be amazing. And it honestly feels like that's what they're building towards, too. And Kurt has said many times that that's what he wants, is to have his last match be a WrestleMania match. And he fucking earned it. Like,
He really did.
Absolutely should have a WrestleMania match. Who do you think it is? Who do you think he's in love with? Who's the person he's bringing to Raw? I have 2 ideas.
Well, I think the obvious one is Stephanie.
See, I think that Stephanie is an obvious choice. I think the more obvious one is Dixie Carter. I just have a feeling. I think it's going to be Dixie.
Well, why would he fight her? Why would he fight Angle because of Dixie?
I don't know. Because he brings this woman into their company, and then Dixie and Stephanie have to square off, and then Triple H is like, I gotta beat your ass because my wife is pissed at your woman that you're in love with. Neither Dixie and Stephanie don't wrestle. Dixie shows up on the network out of nowhere. Fucking 14 years, she and Vince McMahon have had nothing but venom for each other, and then all of a sudden she's involved in one of their programming. Like, that is not a coincidence. That shit doesn't just happen out of nowhere. Like, I have a feeling Dixie's gonna show up.
Ugh, weird.
Also, fuck Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
More than anything else, like, 1, Vince McMahon loves to humiliate people. 2, Dixie Carter hates Jeff Jarrett right now. Like, if they can do anything to put that company out of business, they're gonna fucking do it. And, like, what better way than to have Dixie Carter pull an Eric Bischoff and fucking show up on Raw? Like, it would be the biggest fuck you to former
That's
TNA.
true.
Like, this is the one time that Vince and Dixie could unite to really bring down that company, and it feels like that might be the direction that they're moving in, and, like, I'm here for that. I was here for TNA when Dixie was in charge of it, even though I thought Dixie was a garbage person to be running that company. Now that she's gone, and now Billy's gone, I'm like, you know what? Fuck that company. Let it run to the ground. Let somebody else take over.
I feel bad for those performers.
Let them go somewhere else that will pay them. Like, let them go somewhere that will pay them consistently.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Even though that they should definitely always be getting paid consistently, a lot of them get a lot more bookings because people know them because they're on TV.
That's true. That's very true. Although they're already all have been on TV and will get the benefit of that once that company goes under. Like, that doesn't just go away because they're no longer on TV. Like, they were former television people.
Part of the reason Mike and Maria got signed is because they did such a good job on TNA.
That's true. But that's why Ring of Honor exists as well. Like, Ring of Honor will fill that hole. It will absolutely fill that hole. And, like, fuck TNA. Let them die.
I hate Jeff Jarrett. I don't know. It's
they're not TNA anymore. It's not the company that you loved.
That's true.
They're Global Force Wrestling.
That's true.
Fuck Global Force Wrestling.
That is true.
I will let that company die. TNA,
they
Impact,
killed my company.
I was in. Like, I was in for Impact. I was in for TNA. That company is gone. This is now gross. This is now gross bullshit. So let it die. Let Dixie come to Raw and be like, Kurt and I are in love, and that's why he left your company, was to come to my company because he was in love with me, and we are in love, and fuck you, Triple H and Stephanie. Also, bring Stephanie back so Stephanie and fucking Dixie Carter can do promos together. Like, here for that. Dixie is good on the mic. She's crazy, and she's a terrible business person, but she is very good at being a pro wrestling character. Also, if Dixie Carter comes over, that means they can probably bring Ethan Carter III over.
I don't think they're going to bring him over.
He wants to come over.
I want him to come over.
I want him to come over too.
Everyone wants him to come over. We all love EC3.
Ugh, so good. I wish I knew what people's contracts were like at TNA to see when they expire.
Well, apparently they're really bad at negotiating contracts. We didn't get Braun the next day on Raw because presumably he's healing in the woods somewhere. I don't know. He just walked away.
Right? I thought both when he and Roman got out of the ambulance, I was like, oh yeah, they're independent contractors. Don't put them in an ambulance. That's like a $700 bill. Like, that was like my first thought. I was like, oh, I've been poor for too long. That's terrible when that's the first thing you think, like, don't take that ambulance ride. Just let me die in the street.
Yeah, ambulances are really expensive and that's super fucked up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Heath Slater versus Kurt Hawkins.
Good for both of them.
Good for them. They also both played it off really well on Twitter.
Yeah.
So good for them.
Mm-hmm. I thought Finn versus the Drifter was supposed to happen during Great Balls of Fire.
No.
Oh, okay.
That was never a thing. We thought maybe it would be a pre-show thing, but it just never was.
All right, that's fine.
The main event was Brock versus Joe.
This is a surprisingly good match.
I can think of 0 matches that I enjoyed watching Brock Lesnar in, and this was one of them.
The one where it was Brock and Cena and Seth, when Seth broke Brock's ribs.
That one was good.
That was a very good match.
Agreed.
The one with Brock and Roman was fine, but it was after a 5.5 hour fucking WrestleMania.
I didn't like it. That one I didn't like. I will concede the other one. But this
was
was really
fell
good.
asleep during that match.
I'm sure I did.
Yeah. Yeah, this one was good. I really enjoyed it. It could have been 10 minutes longer, and I would have been perfectly happy with that. But it was Brock, so it wasn't.
I mean, I'm sad that Joe didn't win, but I'm also glad that it seems like it's not going away, because there are rumors that Lesnar loved working with Joe, and like, that's a big thing. And also, like, Joe and Lesnar have good chemistry.
They have great chemistry.
I feel like chemistry with Brock isn't like a guarantee.
No.
And
Brock
we've
hates
all
everyone.
seen Brock versus Roman. Nobody fucking cares. And Roman has good chemistry with Braun.
Yeah, he really does. Like, I want to see Roman and Braun continue to fight because they are good at fighting each other. And, like, I like that Braun is elevated by Roman, and that's the role that they should be using Roman in. Roman shouldn't be using other people to elevate himself anymore. He's been around long enough. People respect him as a wrestler now in a way that they didn't used to. That, like, he should be used to elevate people. That's how Cena got so good. Like, he elevated people and then he would crush them. But at least he was, like, elevating people that he was working with. And it feels like Roman really knows how to do that with Braun. And Braun knows how to get that out of Roman. Like, they're a very good pair for each other. Roman and Brock are not a good pair.
They really are not.
I've seen it a dozen times. I don't need to ever see it again.
I liked how they handled it on Raw, where it was like Angle came out and then Heyman and Lesnar came out and did the whole Heyman thing, and then Roman came out and was like, well, I'm Roman Reigns, and Angle was like, you should not be here, bro.
Right?
You almost murdered somebody. Did you see there's like a change.org petition to get Roman Reigns put in jail for attempted murder?
I loved when he went up to Angle as Angle came out like, what the fuck is happening? And Roman just like stumbled away into the corridor like, bye. Good luck, y'all.
But then I love that Joe came out and was like, fuck you, Roman Reigns.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of this
Roman
ring.
standing quietly in the corner is the most I've liked him in months. Like, that is a good role for him, to be involved in those situations but not be the center of attention. I do not need him to be the center. I don't want him to be the focus all the time. Like, it's okay to sneak him into the main event sometimes, but I don't need him to be the one that I'm supposed to be rooting for.
Well, yeah.
He's not a fucking underdog. Like,
exactly.
He fucking tried to murder someone in an ambulance. Like, we can no longer play this underdog card. Like, it's just...
we could never play this underdog card.
Literally never. He's never been the underdog. He's too ridiculously good looking for that, and he wears a fucking vest that protects his back and his chest. Like, how are you an underdog? This is ridiculous. But this now feels like we've, like, drifted away from that fucking finally. Like, I thought he was gonna come out and cut the Romanist, babyfacest of promos, and it didn't feel that way, and it feels like that's a good sign.
And it makes sense for them to do the number one contendership match between Joe and Roman. Braun will come back, fuck that over, and then Joe and Lesnar can do it again at SummerSlam.
Right, exactly. Or they'll make it into a 4-way, and Braun will be involved and cost Roman within that match itself, which, like, I'm kind of fine with.
I'm so here for... I am not a huge Samoa Joe fan. We've talked about this. Like, I get why he's good. He's just never, like, rung my bell. But, like, I want him to be the Universal Champion.
Me too. He can do everything that Brock can do, and he's fucking there all the time.
He can do more, because Joe can talk.
Yeah, and Brock has been doing a good job with the talking that he's been doing. I liked, too, that Paul Heyman was out there and was not the focus of attention as well. Like, I don't need Paul to be the center of attention, and I don't need Roman to be the center of attention. Especially, I don't need Paul to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
Bitch, you've been around forever. You had your own damn company. I don't need to hear you run your mouth every fucking time you're out there. Like, it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
And so it was nice to see Brock step forward when Joe was like, you're never here. And Brock's face was so good. It was like, did you really not know that he was going to say this? Because if not, dope. Awesome. Like, I want to feel like you might actually murder a human because I know that you can. And I feel that way about Joe, too. My friend Sarah texted me during this segment. She was like, Joe scares me.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
legit
scary.
scares me. And I was like, me fucking too.
I also like that, like, in, like, the real world, like, Joe will do silly videos and is, like, clearly a legit human in many ways, where it's, like, that makes it fun that you're so scary.
This feels like...
Brock is scary and mean.
Like, you were talking earlier about how some of the best gimmicks are enhancements of who people are. I feel like that is also that is true. And also, there are some gimmicks like Joe and, like, Kenny Omega and, like, Nakamura, who have these very distinct characters that are very different from themselves. But the reason that those characters work is because they have wholly thought about how this character is different.
Well, and also
from who
they're,
they
like,
are.
super committed, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Commitment is, like, a really big
Yeah,
thing.
so, like, if you're not going to just play an enhancement on yourself, like, you have to completely figure out who your character is and then commit to that character in the moment. And Kenny Omega, Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe, all three, very good at playing these characters who are not who they are in real life, but they commit fully to that.
Shinsuke Nakamura thinks that he's a rock star?
I don't think so. I think that he is a surfer beach bum. He is that actually the thing that I know. Yeah. He is a surfer beach bum, so no, I don't think that he's actually like that.
Other things that happened on Raw that had nothing to do with Great Balls of Fire: the Drifter versus Finn for, like, a really long time.
It was a good match.
It was a good match.
But I'm also like, why?
Because they like both of those dudes and they don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, they have no clue what to do with either of them.
There's another Goldust trailer, and then a pretty good match between Goldust and R-Truth.
Yeah, I was surprised by how good this was.
Yeah, it was good. And like I said, there was a match with Tozawa and Neville, but it was a tag match. It was Tozawa and Cedric versus Dar and Neville. But, you know, there was, like, dick play.
Cedric Alexander looks so good in that
Cedric
shirt.
Alexander is so good looking.
So good looking.
You watched 205 Live this week.
Yes,
205
I did.
Live was so fun.
It was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Like we said, it opened with Tozawa versus Davari, and then Neville got involved. There was a fucking golden Gulak moment. So, previously, Gulak did that thing where he, like, tried to do a high-flying move.
His shaky knees were
shaky
so
knees.
good.
So good.
So good.
So then, he issues, like, a old-school, like, political apology, essentially. Like,
So
he's got,
good.
I failed my family.
He needed a woman standing next to him looking sad.
He did need some people next to him looking, like, disappointed, but it was really good.
It was really good. I want that Gulak button.
I dove.
I need it.
I disappointed everyone, and I dove. It was so good. Gulak is... When this character first premiered, I was like, ugh. But he's so good at it.
He's so committed to it. That's
Yeah.
why. Like, he's shaved his beard off, which makes me very sad. R.I.P. Gulak's beard. But, like, this fresh-faced, baby-faced idiot heel is, like, perfect. He's so good at it. Like, he could do this with anybody in this division.
Well, he also challenged Mustafa to a 2 out of 3 falls match next week. So
Cool.
they're gonna... And he accepted, so...
Cool. Awesome.
The next segment was Rich Swann versus Connors. So, but it was
Mario
like,
Connors.
It was like a, but obviously it's
Yeah.
a job, right? But TJP comes out and just
He
walks
was
out.
I just want to say,
swaggering.
Mario Connors was excellent.
Yeah,
he took some
absolutely.
great bumps. And I was like, oh, okay. Hey,
I mean,
what's
and
up,
the thing
dude?
is, it wasn't just a straight job match. Like, we knew who was gonna win, but like they wrestled for a while, which
Yeah.
set up because TJP was like out there watching, and then he comes up and was like, "I would have beat that guy faster. Like, I don't know what your deal was, Swan, but like, we all know you're not as good as me." And then he basically is like, "Put the time on the board. Let's wrestle." And then of course he just got his ass kicked by
Yeah.
Swan. So then TJ tries to put him away immediately in a knee bar, but he gets rolled up, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm not playing." Detonation kick. The end.
Yeah.
But I like that TJP turned heel with Neville, but then kind of did a pseudo babyface turn to get to like disassociate his
Yeah.
heelness from like Handmaiden to Neville.
Yeah.
And now it's just shitty little boy at Christmas. Like,
Yeah,
shitty little boy at Christmas is
I like this
the
heel.
good heel for him. Like,
Yes, I agree.
I might not like the idea of TJ Perkins as a human, but he's a good wrestler and he is a good heel in this. And Swan needs something to do, and this feud is good for them.
Yeah, I agree. And I also feel like part of the problem before with Handmaiden heel TJP was that he didn't have personality in the
Right, he
ring.
was
He
just
still
like,
felt
"Oh."
he just felt very bland.
Remember when his character in like Southpaw Wrestling was the most boring character?
It's exactly who he fucking was. That's why
it was so smart.
That was an extension of him. It was too
standing there.
real.
It was
gonna
like
be
super
more-
insulting. I don't know why he agreed to do it.
He's too dumb to realize that it was a play on him and that he was the perfect character for that. There's gonna be more Southpaw regional wrestling. I'm
Good.
so fucking excited about it.
We basically get Southpaw Regional Wrestling every week with the Fashion Files, but like whatever.
Put those two in Southpaw Regional Wrestling. I don't care how.
I like their characters in Southpaw though. Like they have to keep their characters in Southpaw.
Which ones were they in Southpaw?
Fandango is the alcoholic.
Oh yeah.
And then
that's true.
Tyler Breeze is the like he's like a real estate lawyer or something. Like
I don't remember that.
he's like a lawyer or something like that.
Oh,
he,
okay.
like,
I did not remember. I
maybe
totally
it's not
forgot
a lawyer,
Fandango
but he's a heel, but like a classic like I have money and you don't heel.
I totally forgot that Fandango was
the
Chet,
yeah. Right? Isn't that his name? The next segment on 205 Live, Gallagher's music hits with Brian Kendrick comes up dressed like him, and he was like, "Oh, do you like how silly I am?"
Yeah.
And then Kendrick gives a classic promo like, "It's not silly. Wrestling is serious, and Gallagher is dumb, and I'm cool." Mm-hmm. And then Gallagher comes out.
He got
and
all of his hair up in that wig real clean.
I know.
I was very surprised. I was like, ooh,
that just
good.
means that his hair is like really thin and gross,
or that he is good at scooping,
or both.
Probably.
I
both.
love that
his hair didn't look thin and gross. I will say that when it came down, it did not look disgusting.
I like that Gallagher came out and basically was like, "Yeah, I'm fine being different, but I can fucking back it up, and I am gonna represent all the people who are different and want to wear fancy." But
great babyface promo, really was. He's a great babyface,
and
really
he is a good wrestler. So it for him, he like got in there and like started tangling with Kendrick and was like, "Fuck you."
And you know what? If this is the role they're going to use Kendrick in, it's the right one.
Yeah.
Like he is being clearly used to elevate people who are talented, who have clear ideas about what their characters are, and elevate them up into a higher part of the cruiserweight division. Like, excellent. I hope that after this promo completes, he does this with Ari Daivari. Like, Ari Daivari feels like somebody who could use this same kind of, like, really focused attention. And, like, Gallagher is great and is a good wrestler and has a very clear character, but needs a purpose and doesn't really have one right now. And so this idea that you don't take wrestling seriously enough, like, it's sort of like the I'm gonna teach you gimmick that he did with Tozawa, but it's a different kind of I'm gonna teach you gimmick. It's your character is not good and I'm gonna show you why mine is better. And, like, I like that. I think that it's good for him, and the Brian Kendrick can lose 1,000 times to Jack Gallagher, and it doesn't feel weird or inappropriate, and like ultimately serves both of them very well. All Brian needs to do is have good matches. Like, he doesn't ever need to win. He just needs to have a strong character and deliver good matches, and Jack can do that with him.
I agree. The final segment on 205 Live was the I Quit match between Alexander and Noam Dar.
This was good.
It was really good, but I don't care because the end happened and Cedric won, and that's fine.
I was surprised. I thought Cedric was going to quit and leave the division.
Yeah, I thought he was just going to come out and be like, "I quit, bye."
Yeah.
But Noam Dar was so mean to Alicia. Alicia, drop mic. Can't even say Fox anymore.
I know.
I love that the
was
whole
a good
promo.
ending.
I love that the whole promo was him being like, "I'm young and hot. And I have women everywhere, and I do whatever I want, and I use people because I'm young and smart and gross and smarmy."
23.
Like,
he's 23. Like, he's a fuckboy. How did you not see that coming?
It was a good fuckboy promo.
It was great, too, because they had this great match, Noam quits, and then he has this beautiful moment where he's like, "I quit you, Foxy." And it felt like he was turning babyface, and then had the most delicious heel promo, because it was like, you felt so happy for him that he was letting go of this crazy woman.
Who had been like destroying his life and running up his phone bill.
And who had forced him to do this match, and she was the problem. And then he just heel shit smeared all over everybody, and it was so good. I was so angry and offended, and I was like, "You did exactly what you needed."
He didn't throw her under the bus in like a gross way.
No, it was about him.
Like, and he also like elevated her. He was like, "I'm smart, and I put myself with you because, of course, if I walk in a room with the Alicia Fox, I'm gonna get recognition, and I used you." Like, he elevated her like position in the company, and like she was so sad, and like
she cried.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god,
Foxy!"
She's so good. She is another person who commits and has clarity in her character.
Agreed.
Ugh.
I'm curious to see where that goes.
I am too. I would really like to see if she just continues to ruin Noam's life. That would be fucking amazing.
Beat his ass.
Enzo Amore, heel turn, moves to the Cruiserweight division and pairs up with Alicia Fox. I would actually fucking love that, but that will never happen.
SmackDown. So AJ won the United States Championship belt at the non-televised, non-taped Madison Square Garden show.
very busy weekend for wrestling.
Yeah, right?
Bunch of fucking crazy shit happened.
I like when they do stuff like that.
Why do you think that they did it? What's your theory? I have heard a bunch of theories.
Because SmackDown ratings have dipped a bunch.
I think that's a huge part of it. Yeah. I think part of it, I heard somebody suggest this, and I agree with them partially. I heard somebody suggest that because Kenny Omega is the United States champion in New Japan, that they wanted to bring AJ into the picture, because then it's like AJ United States champion against the idea of Kenny as the United States champion. I don't think that that's what it is. I think that Vince McMahon is a petty human being and is unhappy with 2 KOs in different companies being the United States champion, and that's why they decided
Does anybody
to switch
call
that.
Kenny Omega KO?
They were once he became the United States champion. There was a whole bunch of shit of people being like, look at who your United States champions are. 2 Canadians named KO. And then like, boom, gone. Immediately they switched it over to AJ. So I have a feeling that it is in response to Kenny Omega.
I mean, it felt like it was going that way anyways.
Well,
though.
yeah, it felt like they were going to change that, but this felt like they needed the ratings boost. It felt like they're going to feature
They
this
also
on...
needed something for Cena to do.
And they also are going to feature this on AJ's documentary, so it feels like the appropriate time to do this. And like I said, I don't think that Vince is above being petty about that. I think that that's very possibly something that it was like, oh, I don't like this anyway. Oh, okay, let's do this because I am unhappy about this. So I think it's like a layered thing, but I think that that's part of it. It's like weird.
Yeah, I mean, that's not shocking.
Yeah, so, but I'm happy for AJ. Also, AJ clearly shampooed, conditioned, and brushed his hair for SmackDown this week. Because he was like, gotta look camera fresh with my belt, like, first appearance.
And at least he has all that red gear.
Yeah, that's true. Like, it really paid off for them. They were like, we're sorry that you got all this gear made. We will make this right for you. And I love watching Kevin Owens wrestle in his United States gear. Like, I am not changing.
I'm glad he didn't change it.
Yeah.
So the show opens with AJ giving, like, his promo, whatever, and he's like, I'm gonna make this belt mean something again, blah, blah, and somebody once did an open challenge, and I'm gonna do it.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Of course Cena came out. And
Of
Cena was like,
course.
oh, you mean an open challenge for everyone but me? And AJ was like, no, I meant you. Mm-hmm. And then later when they had their backstage segment because, they did, that main event was Cena and AJ tagging against Rusev and KO, and they had this backstage segment with AJ and Cena, and AJ was like, I knew it was going to be you the whole time, bro. Like, I did this on purpose. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we're friends now, and, like, we respect each other, but, like, we're going to do this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just love that AJ was like, yeah, you are the most prideful, fucking, predictable
piece of
motherfucker.
shit ever.
Like, I know.
Yeah.
I just baited you into a trap, bro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I just needed to beat up John Cena one more time.
Oh, God. AJ's so good. We were talking before we started recording that, like, he's a great face. He really is.
Great
like,
face, he's a great heel. He's good at everything he does.
He's good at everything. Man, he's so good. I was so upset when he turned face, but, like, he really is excellent at it. Like, really fucking good. It's too bad that he's almost 40.
So it's AJ, and then Cena comes out, and then Kevin Owens comes out. And it was right before, so they get the ref in the ring.
Right, they ring the bell. They're
like,
fucking
we're gonna
ready.
do this opening, like, put the belt on the line, and KO's like, no.
I think not, motherfuckers.
I have this American flag gear. I'm gonna use it. And then, of course, Rusev was like, I'm here too!
Motherfucker, we've got a match! I do like that this means we have the rematch for the belt at Battleground, and we're still gonna get the flag match, which is gonna be whatever. I don't give a fuck.
The flag match.
The flag match. I mean, whatever. They need some kind of bizarre, strange other gimmick other than the Punjabi Prince, and like, I still don't totally understand how that's gonna work.
I don't understand how you don't understand. It's Punjabi prison, so it's the, like, bamboo reinforced by steel or whatever. It's this giant structure, and then there's another giant structure around it. The only way to win a Punjabi prison match is to escape both structures.
Yes, I understand how the rules work.
So then I don't understand how you don't know how it's gonna work.
Because bamboo is thick and opaque. How are they gonna shoot the camera angles through 2 of these bamboo structures? Like, that's what I mean. Like,
have you not looked at pictures of it?
I mean, I have.
Also,
They've only done this twice before.
Cameramen will be in the first thing until they escape that one, and they'll move out. Like,
yeah, that's true. It's just like the structure is so bizarrely. I'm
it's
just
gonna
curious.
work.
I'm just curious to see how it's gonna work. I didn't say I didn't understand it at a theoretical level.
You just said I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't understand how exactly it's gonna work. But
also, it's not like that it's like they're big like squares. It's not like a chain link fence where like you can't see what's going inside.
True.
They're like ladder sized. They're like enough for you to like be able to see through it, but you can't like push your body through it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested in it. It's just, lots of gimmicks. Lots of gimmicks on this one.
Jinder fought Ty Dillinger for just like a match.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is good. Good for Ty to get a match. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's not for the belt, but like Ty did a good job. The crowd is still really hot for him, which is important.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Then, Jinder gives his promo like, Randy.
I am
Punjabi
diversity.
Punjab." Yeah, whatever.
I hate it when he says that.
I know.
Makes me very angry.
But I am very excited to see Ty Dillinger. So
Yeah, me too. I hope they do good things with Ty Dillinger going forward. Like, clearly people love him. He's amazing.
there's a match between the New Day and the Usos, but it was just a one-on-one, so it was Xavier versus an Uso.
And everybody else got kicked out.
No, the other Uso didn't get kicked out. New Day got kicked out.
No, they all got kicked out.
Did they all get kicked out?
All of them got kicked out.
Whatever. This match was fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
It's
Xavier
just a
was
setup
great.
match.
That
I love-
finisher was amazing.
I love solo matches with Xavier. Like
He's a great wrestler. He's a great wrestler. He really is.
But I mean, I guess I was after everybody got kicked out. I was a little shocked that New Day or Xavier won.
Yeah, I was too. But
They are
good.
setting up for Usos versus.
It sounded
New Day.
sort. The commentary team was making it sound like Xavier was going to be one of the people actually defending the belts too. Which
mean,
good. They should. I like when Xavier wrestles, and it there felt like a time where every time Xavier wrestled, you knew that he was going to lose.
Right.
And it does not feel that way
does
anymore.
not.
And that's good. Like, he is a good enough wrestler that he should be a legitimate contender. And if they want to put another title on Big E or Xavier and have them do free rules with that as well, which they have talked about doing and allowing them to do, like, they need to establish that all of them are good singles competitors.
wrestlers,
yeah.
The Usos were Talking Smack was with Shane and not Daniel, so it wasn't great. But
Shane was sipping on moonshine apparently, so
the Usos did a good job. The Usos are good at Talking Smack. Mm-hmm. They're really good at Talking Smack.
yeah.
There's a backstage segment with Shane on the phone, and then Naomi comes in and is like, look, so I know Carmella's got the briefcase, but, like, what am I supposed to do until then? Like,
Yeah.
I need someone to fight. And then all of the other women come in, and they're like, we're here. We'll fight you. And Shane's like, elimination match with all of you, even Lana. And everyone's like, even Lana? What?
Fuck Lana.
Fuck Lana. Naomi's reaction when Shane was like, it'll be Charlotte and Becky and Tamina and Natty and Lana. And once he said Lana, Naomi's face was priceless.
So is she gonna have a match at Battleground? She was still saying that she was like, that's great, but who am I gonna fight? Like, I still need somebody to fight. So
I don't think so. I don't think she's going to have a match at Battleground.
Oh, okay. Because I could have sworn that they were intimating that they were gonna set one for her.
No, because they would have no one for her to fight.
Yeah,
except for
that's
Carmella, but, like, Carmella's dealing with her, like, lawyer trying to get Ellsworth back.
Hilarious.
But I do like also there was a moment where Lana started like to speak up and Tamina was like, no. So it seems like Tamina is like kind of in the bodyguard role, but also is like seems like the boss of Lana.
Yeah.
Which I like. If you're gonna do the bodyguard role again with Tamina, it's better for her to be like the
head of it.
Yeah, the head of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They had a 2-on-2 match, Charlotte and Becky versus Natty and Tamina. I know that Charlotte and Becky are like wives and they love each other, but like I just broke my pen. Whatever. I don't like their like tea time stuff. I don't like their gimmick. I don't like Charlotte as a face. It's dumb.
Yeah, she's an asshole.
Also, Charlotte is not
she's a
like
good asshole.
It's funny when Becky does silly stuff like that. It doesn't work for Charlotte.
No, she's an asshole in the ring when she's wrestling, and she's an asshole to everyone except Becky. It's like, no, this doesn't.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to see you be fun in that way.
Tamina is the one that did she pin Becky or Charlotte? I think she pinned Becky.
I think she pinned Becky as well.
There was some like shenanigans with Lana, whatever.
Of course, Lana showed
But
up in her
I
trash
like-
outfit.
I like elimination style matches, so I'm excited
also,
for that.
I noticed that Lana redid her weave, and it looks much better. It was clean and brushed out, so I was like, good for you, girl. I'm glad that you...
Everyone's hair is trash except for AJ, let's be real.
I mean, that's why I like to draw attention when people do better things with their trash weaves. Like, you gotta have this trash weave. Good for you
Yeah,
for
but
taking care
even
of
when
it.
people's hair
Renee's-
is real, like Dolph Ziggler's, it is the worst.
It's because it's
Yeah,
not
Renee-
real anymore. It's been processed for so many years.
Renee pushed her bangs to the side.
It looked real cute. I was like, girl, you got this working. All right, good for you.
It just looked like old school Renee. I miss short hair Renee. Short hair Renee was spunky. I liked it.
Yeah, but this felt more spunky too. Like her extensions don't feel so out of place now that her bangs are longer and more like in
Short
line with
hair
her
Renee forever.
I mean, I'm not gonna disagree with that, but
There's a backstage segment with Renee interviewing Corbin, and Corbin basically just being like, I ain't afraid, Shinsuke. Pfft, whatever, I got this briefcase. Then they were supposed to have a fight. Nakamura does his whole entrance. Baron Corbin comes in, and then before like the bell can even start, they just start beating the shit out of each other, have to get pulled apart. So
Yep.
like they're clearly gonna fight at Battleground, right?
yes, definitely.
Okay.
And like I was saying too earlier tonight, Baron Corbin is the right person to have the Money in the bank briefcase. Like
Yeah. And him and Carmella are using it in different ways. Like I like both of them. Like they
Yeah.
both needed it.
they're both being shitty heels, but they're using it in a way to elevate themselves. And it honestly feels like immediately Baron has gotten better. Like he was on that way already and was like clearly learning very quickly on the main roster, but like giving him this briefcase and turning him into that specific kind of shitty heel was the absolute right move.
Yeah.
And that makes me excited to see him, which I didn't think would ever happen. Like Shinsuke Nakamura couldn't get me excited about Ziggler, but Shinsuke can get me excited about Baron Corbin. Like, I don't think that they'll have a bad match. And that there's also that, like, on a wire moment of Baron Corbin still has a protected finisher. So that idea that he could hit Shinsuke with the End of Days and actually win against him is very surprising. And, like, but could legitimately happen. And I also feel like I like the idea that Baron could not hit his finisher because Shinsuke is too good and hits him with the Kinshasa and beats him, because you kind of need the person who has the Money in the Bank briefcase to not be able to win without it. If they could just win, they would just win. Like, they need the briefcase in order to cash in. Like, I think it would be interesting to see somebody actually, like, to have a babyface have the briefcase and really challenge for a match. And maybe that's where they'll go next time they do a Money in the Bank match. But for both of them as heels, like, it feels appropriate that neither of them can win unless they do this as a heel and cash in at the heel time that they've been doing for the last 5 years or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. There was a backstage segment with Maria knocking on the men's locker room. Like, is Sammy in there? And Gable came out and was just like weird and cute and Gable.
Adorable.
And then later...
Tell him I'm looking for him.
Then later,
gonna
Maria
do
and
that.
Mike were like being lovey, power of love, touching each other's noses, giving each other flowers, and Sammy's like, hey, can you break it up? And she's like, I was looking for you. He was like, yeah, I know, that's why I'm here. And she's like, you owe us an apology. And Sammy's like, I don't really see how I owe you an apology. Like, I don't really do anything, and like, blah, blah, blah. Like, do you guys even wrestle? Do you guys even work here? And then he like went to walk away, and they were like,
No, he said, is Maria the fighter and you're the lover? Is that how this works? Like, intimating that Mike didn't fight at all. And then he went to walk away. And then Mike was like,
Maria slapped him.
Yeah.
And then Mike threw a vase on his head.
Yeah, hit him in the head with a vase. And then Maria told him that that's the power of love.
I loved him on Talking Smack too, where he was like, I'm not gonna make fun of him for taking her last name. Like, I'm not gonna emasculate him. Like, I don't care. People can do whatever they want, be different. Like, but I don't believe in their power of love. I like that song, but
They're not going to ruin that for me.
they're not gonna ruin that song for me. But I don't like their power of love.
They're lovey-dovey, schmoopsy poopsy.
Sammy's so good.
He also clearly has some say over what he says about them. Like, those would not be lines that would be written for him.
Well, I mean, they don't really give people written lines on Talking Smack.
Well, even, like, within the context of, like, the show, he's not saying, like, you guys are gross or fuck you for having your wife's last name or any of that
I think
bullshit.
Sammy would immediately be like, I'm not gonna do that.
Well, that's what I mean. I feel like he has that kind of control over his character at this point.
I think
he'd be
even
like, "I'm
if
not
he
doing
was
that."
a low level, Sammy is such a legit person that he would be like, I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
we can do it without that, which is true.
Yeah, he is doing it without that, and it's nice, because he's the most precious being in the world. Oh, also, Sammy started a fund to raise money to build a mobile clinic in Syria. If you can give money to that, you should.
Oh, I didn't know that. We should put that on our Tumblr.
Yeah, it was his birthday today, and he started that for his birthday, and I was like, well, you're the most precious human in the fucking world.
He's so cute. What was it? Runway Walker? It's the new Fashion Files.
Oh, yes.
While they're because it's supposed to be like Texas Walker Ranger, but it's Runway Walkers. They're cowboys for some reason. Were they in Texas or something? Why were
they were in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
then yeah, that's why they're cowboys.
Yeah.
I love that they assume any lasso is a lasso of truth. Love that their horse is just one of those horse heads on a stick.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Tyler Breeze is so funny.
He really, really is.
And like, so they like corner Zack Ryder, and it's just Fandango, and he's like, "You come in later. I'm gonna distract him. You come later, and you're gonna lasso him." Breeze is like, "Yeah, I got it." So then Fandango's like cornered Zack Ryder and is like, "Oh, you look nice. Your suit, Armani. Oh, you get your haircut." And then Tyler Breeze is like, "Yeah," but he like lassoed himself completely. Fandango goes, "How did that happen?" He goes, "I don't know." And then Zack Ryder makes jokes, and he's like, "Were you guys trying to lasso me?" And they're like, "Yeah, we were trying to get answers. You know, people attacked us the day you came back. This is a lasso of truth." And he was like, "I didn't attack you. Wait, it's a lasso of truth? Can I ask you a question?" And Breeze was like, "Sure." And he said, "When you dress up, do you wear a bra?" And he goes, "Of course, I'm not a hippie."
Which was so good.
Oh, his delivery.
So good.
His delivery is so good.
That was the perfect response, too. I loved
Of course, I'm not a hippie.
It didn't feel disrespectful. It didn't feel like, how dare you ask me that? I'm not a woman. It wasn't like, how dare you assume that I'm... It was just like, duh, obviously, I'm not a hippie.
How dare you?
Like, the worst thing you can be is a hippie. Not the worst thing you can be is a woman. The worst thing you can be is
or
a
a
hippie.
cross-dresser. It's just the worst thing to be is a hippie.
Like, it was just so good. And I loved, too, that everyone in the scene was like, okay. It wasn't weird. It wasn't like, we're gonna make fun of you because you do this. It was just like, this is just who his character is. He just is like this. Like,
yeah.
I love it. I think it's so great.
It was really good.
I love it.
I also love that they're setting up the breakup for Mojo and Zack, but like doing it through stuff like this.
Who's gonna be the bad guy? Who's the good guy? It almost feels like Mojo's like, I don't give a fuck about that shit anymore. It's so weird.
I think that Ryder's gonna be the bad guy.
I feel like it's definitely moving in that direction too. It's just weird to see Mojo be
He's
quiet
like,
hype.
This is what there are. We talked about. I don't know why you're so mad. Ugh, whatever. And then Ryder was like, with my menacing beard. But then someone stole Fandango's horse. There were ghost aliens right in front of them. And next week, maybe we're getting the Fashion X-Files. Did you see that?
No.
Do you not pay attention? It says, the Fashion X-Files, the truth is not H. Because they saw ghost aliens. So maybe that's what's going to happen.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Ah, yes. He's gonna dress up like Scully and I'm gonna cry. Oh my god.
You're so weird.
The X-Files is one of my favorite shows.
I know.
I have an X-Files tattoo.
I know.
That would be like if he was like, I'm gonna dress up like Hocus Pocus. We're going to Salem and it's the Hocus Pocus files and he dressed up like Bette Midler.
I don't think I would cry, Erin.
Well, you don't cry about anything because you're made of stone, but...
That's not true. But I would not cry if Tyler Breeze dressed up like Bette Midler.
I would.
I also don't have a Hocus Pocus tattoo.
That's true. I was trying to think of another classic Bette Midler off
Maybe
the top of my
if
head.
Tyler Breeze
Beaches?
No, fuck, I hate Beaches. If Tyler
Beaches is
Breeze
really irritating.
and Fandango did like a big business situation, I would be all over that.
See, yeah, there are specific moments.
But I want
like,
to cry still. But Tyler Breeze as Lily Tomlin and Tyler Breeze and Fandango as Lily Tomlin and Bette Midler in Big Business would be pretty good. Also, if you guys haven't seen Big Business, like, what are you doing with your life? It's such a good fucking movie.
I just immediately thought of Lily Tomlin in 9 to 5 and Tyler Breeze dressed up as Dolly Parton, which would be equally amazing, to be honest.
Tyler Breeze and Fandango to dress up like all of the, like, divas.
Yes, absolutely.
But, like, capital D divas, not, like, WWE divas.
No, gross.
I
mean,
Cena
also
and
them
AJ
because
versus Rusev and
Breeze
KO.
Bella.
Oh, Breeze Bella, yeah, right. Obviously. But Cena and AJ versus Rusev and
Yes.
Kevin Owens. It was fine.
It was fine.
Cena won.
Yeah, Cena always wins.
Bravo do.
Yeah, bravo do! I was hanging out with Devin and he started playing WWE theme songs randomly off a playlist and was trying to make me guess who all of them are. I got a bunch of them right, and then there were some where I was like,
What ones did you get wrong?
like Oni Lorcan. I was like, I don't fucking know.
I feel like I could get that one.
I did not know. I was very confused. There were a couple other ones. I don't remember what they were off the top of my head. But the John Cena one started. I knew immediately. And he was like, oh yeah, who is it? And I just went, Barabaju! He was not expecting that.
I want to play you entrance music and see if you can.
Okay.
I
I was doing pretty good. I would say I had like a 85% success rate. He played me Drew McIntyre's and I was like, I don't know who this is.
Are you kidding me? That one's so great.
I mean, I'm not a Drew McIntyre stan. That's not my thing.
I'm just looking at my list. But I feel like my list is ones that are, like, pretty obvious.
Right. They're probably ones I'm gonna know.
I feel like you're gonna know. Oh, wait, no. This one might. No, you can't look!
No, I can't see it. Is it a woman?
Mm-hmm. Hurry up and guess.
I don't know. I don't know who
It's
that is.
Kay and Rice's theme.
Oh! I'm so used to her just coming out with Billy. I was like, AJ Lee? No, that's not right.
No. AJ's is this one.
Yeah, Light It Up. That's right. That was one of the first ones I ever recognized. And I was like,
I like that song.
I do like that one a lot too.
What about this one?
Oh,
Come on!
all I can think of is Aaliyah. I know that's not right.
Summer!
It has been so long since I've seen Summer.
Call to me, call to me.
Turns out I don't know women's themes. I only know the men's themes, apparently.
I could 100%. Well, let's just have that be our Barry Fuck Kill this week. That.
All right, that's fine.
Because we're almost at 2 hours.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay, bye, everyone.
You can find us on the internet. I'm at Stella_Cheeks.
I'm at Urgency.
You can find us at notyourdemographic.tumblr.com and on Cage Side Seats.
You can email us at notyourdemo@gmail.com. We are not checking reviews or questions because this episode
I did check reviews.
hella long.
We did not get a new review, so fuck you guys.
I mean, we made it to 50. We gotta make it to 60 now.
60.
10 of you out there, release your reviews.
Release your reviews. That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Rate, review, subscribe.
Demi's.
Yeah.
Long pause.
Yeah. Can you not? Stop. Get down.
No.
Such a bad cat. She was so bad today.
She wants attention.
She's the worst. Braun versus Roman Reigns. Are you seriously just gonna sit up there? Oh my god.
Daddy, where do babies come from?
Honey?
Mommy went to the store.
Oh, well, you see, there's a mommy and a daddy, right?
Right.
And see, when they call Geico, they could save a bunch of money on car insurance.
Oh, really? And that makes them happy?
Yes, that makes them very happy.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could have this talk, sunshine.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.